All right, Radio Tekkers live. It is Liverpool. It is Manchester United. It's a car driving by
It
Matt's
is Lewis
window.
Hamilton and it is Max Verstappen.
He's making the rounds.
At 4 hours' time, hit the intro, Tanner.
Alrighty, Radio Tekkers live. It is Manchester United hosting Liverpool as old rivalries are renewed. Yes, indeed. I am Tanner, aka the Texas Gentleman, and right alongside me here, my two cohorts, as always. Yes. First off, the Podfather himself, Mr. Kablam.
Kablam! Hello,
Mags.
guys.
How's it going, Mags?
Yeah, doing well. Excited to be a neutral in this this passionate, angry derby.
And of course, right alongside myself and the Podfather, he is the one who attacks. Yes, the Mad Attack UK, the magnificent one, Matt Willis.
Thank you for the full disclosure. Thank you. I think is that right wording? Don't know. But either way, very, very, very happy to be here as always with your two good selves. Looking forward to what should be a good game because in rivalries, form goes out the window.
Mm-hmm. And well, interestingly enough, here, Matt, yesterday on a separate show that we did, you claimed that this was the biggest rivalry in the world, the biggest match in the world. So, we've got a pretty, this is a pretty contentious game, a really big deal here. How are you feeling as a Liverpool fan?
Confident, but not as confident as I would have been if Fabinho had been playing. As we can see, the team are scrolling along the bottom as we speak now. Man United's team is going forward first, obviously, because they're the home team. But I'd be feeling more confident if Fabinho was playing because he just makes it so much more secure in general. I mean, nothing against Henderson, Milner, and the other midfielder who is Naby Keita. I mean, they're all a bit more than capable.
Mm-hmm.
But
Naby Keita's capable.
Well, I think that this season
disagree.
Well, he's only scored 2 worldies this year, Mags, and and to be fair, whenever he's played, Liverpool have won.
A stopwatch is correct twice a day. So there is that.
Interesting.
While that is true, to be fair, I feel confident, but not as confident as I would have done earlier in the week.
Mags, as a neutral fan here, watching Liverpool take on Manchester United at Old Trafford, what are you looking for in this game?
I'm just looking for 22 players to have fun and enjoy the game and it be nice spirited. At the end of the day, it's only a game. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. No, I'm looking for some passion. I'm looking for some violence. I'm looking for these matches do tend to get heated quite a lot. The Liverpool front three are back in form. It's interesting that there's no Mane to start, which after Mane's hot streak of form, I'm surprised he's been dropped to the bench. But that forward lineup has been so exciting, kind of reminiscent of the title-winning team. And then Ronaldo's back. Ronaldo's back in the biggest game in the Premiership. So yeah, it should be a fun, exciting game. Hopefully,
indeed. Dropping Mane.
Both of you we're in sync then. Indeed.
Indeed. Mane being dropped. Normally you'd say he was weakening it, but Jota's coming in and he's no slouch and he's a good workhorse and he can fit anyone on that front line. That's great. Mane has been playing a lot of football, so maybe it is a case of he just needs a little bit of a break and then come on second half. Because if he was injured, he wouldn't be in at all. Because Fabinho's got a minor injury and he's not playing at all. Graham is throwing in the chat, throwing shade on Fred playing for Man United. I personally think that Fred's not been as good as he could have been since he signed for Man United. I think he's done better at other clubs, but he's still a player which you need to respect, in my opinion.
Fred's problem at Man United is that he's never played in that kind of position before. He's always been kind of like a box-to-box midfielder, and United, for the first season that they had him, didn't know where to play him at all. And now he's kind of like that, part of that double kind of central defensive midfielder partnership with McTominay, and I don't think it's his best position. I think that's the weak point for Man United, and I'm sure that this Liverpool team are going to exploit that, especially with the likes of Henderson and Milner shoring up that midfield. Keita, I mean, I wouldn't have picked Keita. I would have probably actually gone with someone like Ox in place with Fabinho not being available. But that front three, they're going to run McTominay and Fred ragged, I think, this game.
You do have obviously Curtis Jones on the bench here as well, so he might be an option here if Naby Keita doesn't go well. Interesting. Both teams, while strong, they seem to have some gaps in it. Let me go through the lines.
Notably, of course, actually coming to Man United, of course, is the gaping hole at the central defence, which
Pogba, no Lingard,
and of course there being Varane out injured, of course, means that they are
Victor Lindelof, Sarpow's favourite player, gets to play again.
Indeed, Sarpow from Tekkers, of course, being the president of the Victor Lindelof Appreciation Society. Tanner, go through the rest of the library, please. Sir.
I like how there's a Victor Lindelof Appreciation Society, not just a club, a society, a whole community.
It spreads across continents.
Absolutely. Well, and so we also have to say hello as well, of course, to FIFA Connor 16, watching us on Twitch, of course. Thanks for returning.
Yes. Both Connors as well. Con McCabe in the chat as well.
Con McCabe in the chat. Yes, and he's already throwing his prediction out there, saying a 3-2 win to United.
Oh, I mean, I've just said welcome, but you're wrong. You're very wrong there, Connor. I don't think United are going to get the victory at all.
We keep trying to get to the lineup. Carry on, sir.
Thank you, Matt. So for Manchester United, starting goal, we've got David De Gea. In defense, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire. Yes, Maguire is back, Captain M himself.
And he's been awful for the last 3 or 4 games. Literally awful.
Luke Shaw lines up right alongside him. We've got McFred in the midfield, McTominay and Fred. Out on the wings, we've got Greenwood and Rashford. In the 10 spot, we've got Bruno Fernandes, and up front, Cristiano Ronaldo. What's interesting here with the shape that they've gone with for Manchester United, and this is something that I've heard pointed out, and now after going back and looking at it, Ronaldo and Fernandes all quite often switch positions in defense, and you've got Fernandes doing the pressing work for the team because Ronaldo doesn't he doesn't press, he doesn't play defense, so
he definitely does not track back. He's not a fan of tracking back. No. And we had this conversation, and I think it was Matt who actually brought it up with Gary Neville saying that Cristiano Ronaldo would be an instant pick in that Liverpool front line. I don't believe that he would be. I think that Liverpool would have to fundamentally change the way they play to fit around Ronaldo. He's definitely not as good as Salah. Salah is arguably the best player in the world today. Certainly not as fast and as explosive as Mane. And the only place for me that he could fit in would be in Bobby Firmino's place. In terms of goal output, they're probably level, probably equal. But Firmino tracks back. And
he also opens the game up for other people as well.
So I don't think Ronaldo fits in that Liverpool front lineup at all.
You heard it from Mags, not from an unbiased opinion either. Fantastic.
I've already lost a friend. Mags, I thought we were friends because, of course, United will win. I mean, I have no dog in this fight. And for me, it's actually better if Man United win because I get to gloat and kind of rub salt in the wounds. But on paper, I think this Liverpool team is the team to beat.
Indeed, that Liverpool team, of course, being Alisson Becker returning to goal, of course. Alexander-Arnold at right back, left back being Andy Robertson, mid defence being Virgil van Dijk, and Konate making his first start in the Premier League, which is huge.
Yeah. Big game to start your first.
It is
to get your first start.
And they've got Milner, Captain Henderson, and Naby Keita in midfield, and as we said, Jota replacing Firmino up front alongside Mane and Salah. If Salah scores today, he'll be the first player in Liverpool history to score in 10 consecutive games.
Oh wow. That's I'm surprised that's like a first. You know, you would have expected.
He became the first player to score in 9 consecutive games in midweek. So
you would have expected, Fernando Torres or Luis Suarez even.
This is it. You expect all those sorts of players, of course. Yes. Sharon in the chat, obviously. So jump in. On popular opinion, Sevilla over Man United.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is it unpopular? Really?
If they played in the same league, I would probably assume that Sevilla would have Manchester United's number. I feel like they're tactically more astute, perhaps.
Yeah, so that statistic about Salah and all the records that have been tumbling this year with the amount of goals that Salah and Mane have been scoring, it kind of leads into this question. And I think I've kind of shown my hand already, but Connor wants to know, do you guys think that Mo Salah is the best player in the world right now?
I'm trying to stay unbiased here.
I'm trying to sound unbiased.
I'm going to try to, because even without Rem draped him. In terms of form, absolutely. In terms of form, absolutely. Some people thought that his first season at Liverpool, he was going to be a flash in the pan. And it was going to be a one-season wonder. I think he shut those rooms up quite quickly. It's not just but even when he's not scoring goals, he's making things happen, and that's where his value comes from for me.
I would agree with Matt's assessment here about Mo Salah on form being the best player in the world. I would still say, if you're looking at on any given day of the week, I think it would still be probably Lionel Messi. But I think right now, Mo Salah has just shown so much that he still has left in the tank, even as he's going into the latter stages of the prime of his career. He's still showing that he's got the top gear. So that's really kind of cool.
The chat's enjoying this one as well, by the way, Tanner, already. FIFA Connor over on Twitch is saying Sevilla couldn't beat us with our eyes closed. And then he comes back saying Benzema is the best in the world right now. He's not even the best at Madrid.
I don't know. I think he's carrying Madrid right now.
I'm not sure I know who Benzema is. Who's Benzema?
Please don't need this. That's
very pedantic.
We'll forgive some typos. It's fine. It's fine. Also, from Mike in the chat, what up, boys? Hope all is well. Things are great so far. Ask us in about 90 minutes time. We'll find out. Sharon over on Twitch is saying shout out to Mo Salah, but Messi has done the same thing for 15 years. This is true, but we're talking about right now, not of all time, of course.
Class is temporary. Form is temporary. Class is forever.
Indeed.
That's what I hear.
And I will say in the chat, people keep it pleasant down there, okay? Because I'm starting to see a little bit of fisticuffs coming up already here. Tano want to scrap. Being called out by Connor, wanting a scrap. Excellent. Point for pedantry from Graham from Good Cop, Bad Cop. This is brilliant. We haven't even stopped the game yet. It's fantastic. I'm loving it.
We haven't gone through the Liverpool lineup yet.
We have.
Yeah, we have.
I've done it.
Yeah. Matt did it. It just blew past you because
I wasn't listening.
Sherman is saying it's the best in La Liga, but not in the world.
So before we get started here, because we were just moments away from this game actually really kicking off, We'll go ahead and give predictions. Mags, as the neutral, I'll give you the table first.
Okay. I predict that this will be 2 apiece.
Wow, 2-2 draw.
We'll share the spoils.
Ah, okay. FIFA Connor 16 in the chat says 2-1 to United, in my opinion. Interesting.
I am going to go for a repeat of the fixture last year. Liverpool 4, Man United 2.
Ooh.
Jesus.
That's United. United gets mushroom stamped by Liverpool.
I'm pausing. We have just kicked off in the UK, Tanner, so let us know when you're there.
Okay,
of course, they're just taking a knee over in the States, I believe, for you, Tanner.
Yeah, so they're about to take the knee here. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Liverpool. I just think that there's just so much room for United to have to go through to get where they want to be here in this game, and I just don't see it happening, man.
Of course, at the start of the game, we remind everybody there is no room for racism or any discrimination in any walk of life, including football. And
we have kickoff.
Just kickoff underway. A little stat for you, guys. Keita, Milner, and Henderson have played together 6 times and have never lost.
Oh,
today may be that day.
They've won 5, drawn 1. Sharon in the chat is saying 2-0 to Liverpool. Salah will do the same to Maguire that Messi did to Boateng in the Champions League.
Can you imagine how Maguire's going to look in the replay of that? That's just dirty.
I mean, there's easily the chance that Salah does what he did to Watford and City and just floats past everybody.
Just sits everybody down. That'd be fun. I'd be okay with that, personally.
To answer Graham's question in the chat, no one. I don't bet on Liverpool anymore.
Since I lost that 50 pence that one time.
I've learned it the hard way. Con McCabe in the chat is saying El Clasico is pretty boring right now. 1-0 to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
in the battle of bankruptcy.
Look, Real Madrid and Barcelona have both shifted so dramatically in just 1 year alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just awful to watch. You know who I feel really bad about, and I usually don't feel bad about corporations, but I feel bad for ESPN because they invested so much money in La Liga, and then Lionel Messi, the best player in the world, leaves Barcelona, and there's a mass exodus at Real Madrid as well. That cash cow has already looked bad.
I mean, we heard the rumors when Messi was leaving. The rest of the clubs were looking to maybe help put towards his wages because they knew how important he was to keep him in La Liga. So it shows that they based that whole league around a few huge stars, which is it's a house built on sand.
Graham in the chat from Good Cop Bad Cop Wrestling Podcast says Matt feeding his face as soon as the game kicks off.
I am all for Graham, absolutely just abusing Matt for snacking during the recording.
This is my lunch. I haven't eaten since 8:30 this morning.
He was enjoying a lot of toast before we kicked off the show too. So I mean, if you want some extra firepower there, it's just munching on some toast.
I will mute you, Mr. Pruitt.
Sounded awfully dry too. Some dry
Tom
toast.
McCabe in the chat saying ESPN done messed up.
Well, yeah, of course they did. Of course they did. They lost Serie A, somehow kept the Bundesliga, and then replaced Serie A with La Liga, which is a much less competitive league, unfortunately.
Okay, and Sharon in the chat is saying, Carmen is going to lose anyways. I'm tired of Barca with a tiki-taka to terrorism football. I'm a Barca fan too. Whoa!
Man United on the attack.
Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he misses a sitter.
That came from nowhere as well because Liverpool were dominating this first opening couple of minutes, pinned Man United right back and spread from the opposite wing. So really nice football though.
Van Dijk had a cover for Konate, who had... It looks like it might have been a save from Edison, but...
No, I think it did go well over.
He went the right way, But Fernandes kicked it into like the second tier of the.
Connor has just been extremely brutal in the chat, saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Nick never links to League One and sell La Liga back to beIN Sports. I'm guessing you mean Liga Un and not the League One in England, which is usually, if you're lucky, has got Portsmouth versus Bradford.
Well, I think League One is already in on ESPN Plus. But yeah, I think Connor.
I mean, to be fair, it might be all changed for us next season if DAZN have their way and buy out BT Sports.
Yeah,
it's possible, for sure.
I think the contract that ESPN has with La Liga is quite long, and I think it's like quite a legal battle to get
50 years, something like that.
It's a long time. It's a long time. So it would be quite the legal wrangle to get get them back out somewhere else. Salah up top, though. Yes. Oh, he's got tons of space.
I like the way he held back as well.
Oh,
that's a great goal. And it's
Naby Keita.
Jesus fucking Christ. It has to be Naby Keita.
And it's taken less than 5 minutes to stroll through that defence.
I think that shows the one of the ways that Salah's game has improved so much. He could have easily powered through the defence end, but he held back and he drew the defender away. It opened up the space for Keita. That little kind of pullback to draw that defender away was beautiful. And Naby Keita in the right place at the right time, plenty of space. And really calm finish.
So where was Maguire and Lindelof there? Because they left poor Luke Shaw all on his own to take on Keita, Salah, and Jota.
Maguire was in the Victor Lindelof Appreciation Society office signing up. Clearly, he was not to the ground. Clearly.
Wow, Graham is heated today. So Matt's eating KFC whilst Mags commentates. Jesus fucking Christ!
I wish I was eating KFC, but it's just a sandwich. I would.
Have you upset Graham?
Did you make him mad?
I don't know how. I was editing this week. Sharon in the chat saying El Clasico is now El Terrorism. Okay, okay. If you had on your bigger guy,
Salah again! Oh my God, Firmino!
Firmino's not playing.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Firmino is actually playing, but he wasn't on the name.
Oh, it's Mane's not playing. Sorry, Mane's not playing. Sorry.
Yeah, isn't that? Yeah, they played in Firmino, right?
Yeah, they did. I apologise about that. Yes, for some reason I had it in my head. We were talking about Firmino being put out.
That was actually a really good save by De Gea, though.
But I apologise.
The defence is absolutely carved up. This is a panicking Man United defence. They can't even. They've got Wan-Bissaka pinned back. They're now back in the Man United's own 18-yard box. Liverpool are first to everything.
This is going to be such a long game for United. Oh, look at that! He's disappointed.
Does anybody know where the job centre is? I heard Newcastle are looking for a manager.
I can't believe Steve Bruce is replacing me after this game.
Yeah. Why did I see Steve Bruce going into the director's box before the game?
You could be right for that one.
And why was he wearing pajama pants?
I saw it. I tried. He was that fast. He actually beat me up the stairs.
Tado, what was your prediction again?
I think 2-1. I think I'm going to be wrong. I think that's going to be higher.
Brilliant. Graham, Mane and Firmino look so similar.
I got myself mixed up because we were talking about Ronaldo. I apologise about that.
Who was the player that transported himself halfway? Oh, it was Azpilicueta.
I would like to remind everyone
when he got injured and transported himself halfway across the pitch. So it's what you expect from Tekkers. Players getting mistaken for other players.
Since the start of last
we're no better than the referees.
Let's not forget that Man United have secured more points.
Salah taking 2 defenders with him. Not one of them could get a challenge in on him. Finally gets bundled over. No, but he ran a good 30 yards then with 2 defenders side by side.
Indeed.
They are terrified of him.
Oh my God. Konate just ended Ronaldo.
No foul given. What
did I call before the game? Run Konate through Ronaldo.
Salah.
Goal kick.
This is so exciting. We're not even 10 minutes in, and we've had a match of the day amount of highlights so far.
Konate, how bold was it for him to just do that to Ronaldo? It was amazing.
If you can throw Ronaldo off his game, that's half the battle won in this Man United team.
Yeah. Sharon in the chat, imagine Roy Keane. I imagine Roy Keane, not Robbie Keane, perhaps.
Michael Keane.
Michael
Keane. Yeah.
Or Michael Keaton replacing Steve Bruce.
I'm Batman.
At least it's not Alec Baldwin after the week he's had.
I feel really bad for the bloke.
Yeah.
I mean, I always feel bad for someone who went to shoot somebody else.
Yeah.
I always feel for the good man.
This is not a normal situation, though, Max. We know.
Of course, thoughts to the families of those.
It's a horrific tragedy that the production team should have known so much better about.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, that's what happens when you cut corners in movie and TV production. Yeah.
Y'all do a break it. And hasn't had it covered, but good little reach of bear by Rashford.
Marcus Rashford's hair has grayed significantly since watching Ronaldo
since
get tackled by
starting this
Konate.
game.
Wouldn't you? Oh, not far wide.
So Graham in the chat saying, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I love the picture on social media with Ronaldo celebrating a goal and Maguire looking dags at him, and the comment, we are trying to get Ollie fired. I have not seen that. Pop a link in the chat, Graham. Let's have a look.
We'd love to see that for sure. Sharon saying it's his job. To be fair, the ironic thing is, I was discussing this at work the other day about who would be the person to go in and steady the ship at Newcastle. Now Bruce is gone.
Apparently, it's Paulo Fonseca.
Ironically, the person that you want to put in there to stabilise the game with a bit of grit is the Bruce.
Big Sam, I think. Paul Big Sam.
Back
out.
You may have
interesting.
You know what? It's almost what some would say it's what they deserve for taking the Saudi ownership, but yeah,
I think they're in a very difficult position because with the money that they're now getting, Big Tony Pulis or Warnock, getting Neil Warnock. Yeah, but they're in a really kind of tricky situation because they're the richest sport entity in the world, but they don't need a world-class manager. They need a manager who can get down in the dirt and pick up victories where they don't deserve them because they haven't got the players to attract a world-class manager. They haven't got the history to attract a world-class manager.
You know, I think who could do the job, and I think that they're hoping Everton fires
Unai
Rafa
Emery
Benitez.
could do the job.
Yeah, Unai Emery, but I think they're holding out for Rafa Benitez to get fired at Everton.
Well, after this result, it probably could happen.
I mean, Mick McCarthy is available after his piss poor performance for Cardiff this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've gone 8 games without a win.
Is he a Cardiff manager now, is he?
Well, no, he got fired literally like within 20 minutes of the end of the game.
I didn't know he was even at Cardiff.
Yeah, they lost to Middlesbrough 2-0.
It's gonna be really. This is going to be really exciting. I thought with Malcolm Mackay still.
Connor in the chat. Just wait a couple of weeks. Watford will probably sack their manager again.
Unfortunately, he's right.
Claudio Ranieri at Newcastle United would have been interesting.
I would love to see the odds of Ranieri lasting the season.
I mean, who knows?
Give me a moment, gentlemen. I shall find them.
Liverpool
Bet
with
365 on the case.
Robbo
That's a great ball.
Robbo to Kaida.
And Carter's bullied 2 defenders and
Kaida
got
to Jota.
It's so simple.
Oh my god, this defense have crumbled.
And Jota picked up the goal.
Carter should have never won that ball.
And Maguire is completely just showing it.
He was at fault.
Completely
He was at fault. He got
ejected.
bullied off the ball by Naby Carter. That is
wow.
This is stunning. This Man United defense are horrific.
They have shat the bed.
2 defenders there, both getting each other's way.
Carter
Carter wins the ball. Is it being ruled offside? No, I think
I
he's,
don't
onside
think
off.
so. I think
It's
Shaw kept him
very
on.
close, though.
It's Shaw. I think Shaw does keep him on. But there, Maguire pushing Shaw out of the way. Oh, but that's a great ball across. And
Robert does a great
Jota
cross
with
forwards,
the easy finish. But yeah, Maguire and Shaw getting each other's way. That's brilliant. 13
I'm not
minutes
seeing
in.
anything for VAR check.
No, the score board's been updated to 2-0, so and the game's kicked off after the goal.
And Liverpool continue to press the defense.
Everton's very own Mr. Ray Cash in the chat decided to pick a team to follow
to show his face.
Yeah, and then absolutely his first game, and the team got capitulated.
Oh,
I almost feel bad for him.
Welcome to football. Welcome to football, Ray.
I mean, I would feel bad for him, Matt, but he did leave an Everton background in the StreamYard on purpose so you two would find it. So, would you feel sorry for him?
No,
I do, and I don't at the same time.
I mean, we tried to steer him at least to the right way, but he had it in his head to support Everton, and on his own, that's his cross to bear.
Call him in the chat.
When a Texan supports Baltimore.
FIFA Connor 16, can I cry yet?
I'd be crying already. I would have cried. 8 minutes
if you're a United fan, you'd be sobbing. I'd be openly weeping.
And I've got to say, I'm not meaning this. I'm trying to not be biased here. But Liverpool aren't even out of first gear yet.
No, they're just getting warmed up.
This is warmed up, yeah.
And Ronaldo lost possession in the penalty area to Konate, who just took it from him and passed it out. And Ronaldo just walked out of the penalty area. Didn't even try and regain it.
He saw Konate and was like, nah, I'm
okay. He's a unit, isn't he?
Dude, he's massive. He's massive.
A rare Man United corner now. Can they pull something back here?
It's about as rare as a Zapdos. Any Pokemon fans out there?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw puts it into the
that was McTominay.
I apologize.
Yeah, my mistake.
FIFA Connor 16 on Twitch. Save the defense looked solid.
Well onside. So for the goal, Jota was well onside. Luke Shaw keeping everybody on.
The ironic thing is that the little nick, as Trent puts that ball across, it takes it away from a United defender.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Graham in the chat is saying Liverpool crushing Man United and Amanda getting fired would be my favourite tradition if things can carry on as they are.
No, keep Ole at the job. Steady hands on the wheel, as they say. You know,
Ole at the wheel.
Secret agent Ole.
Conor McCabe saying Liverpool leading 2-0. No, after 50 minutes, no surprises here.
Wow, defensive ranks. We've got some stats up. We saw United are 18th in the Premier League for clean sheets, 20th for tackles, and 20th for errors leading to shots. That's Man United, who have been historically dominant in this league.
The most successful Premier League team of all time.
The worst for tackles. That's
and
a defense worth hundreds of millions, and they are the worst at tackling.
Current ball location stats as per NBC Sports.
This is just so simple, but it's cutting them open again.
Oh my God, they're going to tear them apart again.
It's one-touch football. It's very kind of like
it's like a train match,
1970s Holland-esque.
Very fluid.
Yeah, it's so good to watch.
And I'm really not meaning to hate on this at all. But the United defense is looking puffed out and exhausted. Alexander-Arnold, who's been sprinting up and down the wing already, not out of breath at all, from what you can see anyway.
Oh, for me. Oh, my God.
They're making mistakes in their own 18-yard box now.
Oh, my God. This is just nightmarish.
They have broken out, though, now, and they're breaking. And now United are breaking.
Feeding Wan-Bissaka.
Oh,
slips.
No.
That was a
Nothing given. So, move on.
That looked dangerous.
Ball whipped in.
Kanate.
Not headed out for Canate.
Big clearance. Comes out and well on the bar from Ronaldo.
Over the bar. Mike in the chat was saying Zapdos. Absolutely.
Yes, Zapdos.
So if you're going to do this, then Tally, you need number 2 from Gen 1. Come on.
There was
Pokemon.
one that there. So there was the water type. There was the
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I'm talking about the legendaries, Mags. Unfortunately,
coughing, wheezing.
There was,
that is one, Mags. You can have that for sure.
Is that actually one of them?
Not legendary, but he's in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But legendary talent. 2 more.
Well, there was Zapdos. There was the water one, and then there was the fire one.
Yes, Articuno and Moltres. Yes,
Yeah, there you go.
Was not a legendary technically, but yes.
And then there was Mewtwo. Yeah,
Mewtwo was artificially created. Is it not Game Junkies?
What about
Come on,
Mew?
Game Junkies talk Pokemon. It's fine.
What about Mew? He was legendary.
We've been through this. We'll talk
You
about
had
that.
you had to glitch the game practically to get Mew.
We had a player. It was Navigator.
Navigator, with his very small shin pads, getting
that he's borrowed from Jack Grealish.
So here's some stats for you real quick before we go any further. Ball location stats. The ball has been in United's half 31% of the game so far, to only 18% in Liverpool's half.
So wow, that's so dominant. Yeah, and this is a Man United team who thrive off controlling the ball and controlling the pace of a game.
Alex Heffernan on the chat here. I jump in and you lot are talking about Pokemon.
Alex, hello, sir.
Hello, Alex from Game Junkies. Hello.
Yes.
I actually wanted to ask a question. Actually, was asking me about for what our thoughts are earlier about Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson. I figured
ridiculous.
Is that actually happening? Is that a real thing?
It's happening in February, apparently. Yeah.
Oh my God, he might die.
No, it's an exhibition. It's absolutely an exhibition.
What if Mike Tyson starts taking it seriously, though?
It's that Mike Tyson takes one thing seriously: the fact he'll be getting 6 to 7 figures out of this.
I'm waiting for the inevitable thing to pop up in the chat at this point from Graham, but go on.
A decent point, Mags.
Mm-hmm. So, looking at some more stats, United have actually had 47% of the ball. So, it's not as dominant in terms of possession as the positional stats make out. It just shows how tactically inept Man United have been that they can't get into Liverpool's final third. And they've both had 4 shots apiece. Liverpool have had 3 on target. United have 0 on target.
Mm-hmm.
Alex saying dying to Mike Tyson. That's not something anyone wants on their CV for sure.
I will predict now it'll be a long, long time before you see any of the Paul brothers lose a fight, because there is so much money in just letting them fight and being.
United missing an opportunity there.
Luke Shaw just cuts across Allison.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I completely. Well, there's a lot of speculation that those fights and those exhibitions aren't. They're not legit. It seems. There's a lot of people saying that it's a work, Mags.
It's absolutely a work. Absolutely. I mean, there's rumours of in Tyrone Woodley's contract about Jake Paul that he wasn't to knock Jake Paul out. It's entirely fixed. Entirely fixed.
Mm.
I think
I prefer my Michael Matt Sports to at least they'd be upfront about it being fixed.
If this was late '80s Mike Tyson, Logan Paul would be
dead,
just crushed,
dead, then probably raped.
Regardless of the money, regardless of any financial gain Mike Tyson would have to stand for it, I think he would get in there and something would click, and he would just be another person.
Yeah. If you had any kind of Mags making a really bad joke, please take that off the bingo cards now.
Really bad. Just a really bad joke, not even like
a really bad taste joke. Yes,
not even a criminal joke, but like just a really bad one.
We've had Holocaust. Now we seem to have gone. Yeah, thanks, Max. We found our level today.
I aim to please.
Thank you, Max.
Yes, and so the officer. Okay, so Liverpool camped in Man United's final third. It feels like now.
The
Oh.
way that they put that was
misplayed pass. I mean,
that
Milner,
was a misled.
Milner just a little bit.
and the ball
overzealous
played
there.
in, and
Wasn't
Canate
Milner.
just nodded it out.
I think it was Robertson what led the pass off.
Mhm. Milner slightly out of position though. He couldn't catch his footing.
But
I think Canate has won every ball when they put in that box.
Liverpool just back to a solid defence, 6 men in the box, 2 lines, perfectly held, and United can't do anything. They can't. They've been forced to whip the ball in from deep.
Connor
Indeed.
says our defense needs to do better at the start of games. We went down 2-0 against Atalanta.
Maguire's
Milner's
in the worst form of his career that
I think Milner's going off.
known.
Oh boy, we might see Curtis Jones come in then.
No, bring on Ox. Bring on the Ox. Feed the Ox and he will score.
Isn't that the chant that they used to have when he was still at Arsenal?
For Sean, they did.
That was Sean Gorter.
It was a dig from Sean Gota. Soccer did the whole thing about. Yeah, I'm not going to sing it because I can't.
They are bringing on Curtis Jones anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I will send you a song at some point, Tanner. It's on YouTube. I'll send it to you.
Feed the goat and he will score. They used to sing it at Blackburn as well for
Oh, I
Feed the
think
yak.
it looked like on the replay Milner may have twisted his knee.
That's not. I've done that myself. That's not pleasant. And
wow,
I'm not
2-0 up, and Klopp is firing into Henderson, saying, "I fucking wish we didn't give you that new contract, you shit." That's money I could have spent on bringing in Haaland.
Naby Keita.
What do you mean we can't give stem cells to James Milner?
It's that goal for Keita. It was just a pass into the back of the net.
I am still so impressed with the way that Salah just stole the place to sell the defenders. It was brilliant. And the second goal, we're just going to replay the second goal. And again, Shaw and Maguire just getting in each other's way. Ridiculous.
Connor, still on Twitch. Thank you for staying with us on Twitch, Connor. We appreciate it massively. Can they put Alisson into midfielder? He might be a player we can actually deal with.
They'll probably show up there at some point in the game.
Alisson's quite good with the ball at his feet. We've seen that last year. He scored with great header as well, of course.
Yeah, scored the winner.
Yeah, don't wish for things that you don't really want.
Have they made a double substitution, or is it just Milner coming off?
I think Kane's went across for a drink. I think, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kate.
He said it was over at the touchline for sure.
He's just thirsty.
Yeah, that's a big. I mean, that's a big loss.
His leadership.
That's a big loss.
Yeah.
But Curtis Jones is incredibly talented, though.
Indeed, and he will do well.
If Klopp could keep James Milner forever, he would. I feel like
just clone him.
But I mean, we've got some players that are making the comeback. Harvey Elliott's already back to doing some physio work.
It's been great to see. Yeah, it has been.
Mm-hmm. Curtis Jones, he's only had a couple games out with a minor injury. We hope that James Milner's only got a minor injury, and
it looks like he's staying on the sidelines, and they've propped his leg up, so it may not be a massive issue. Maybe it's just a twinge, and he just wants to play it safe.
I mean, that's fair
enough. Let's not forget Liverpool 2-0 away from home, early days, and they're not taking any injuries. I mean, Fabinho probably could have played today, but there's no point risking him, is there?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We saw what happened last year about players with big-time injuries.
Connor in the chat being very magnanimous. Even though I should really not like Milner as he plays for Liverpool and has played for City, he's such a nice guy that you have to love him. And I don't even think it's that. I think he's just the consummate professional. He's such a good professional footballer. He gives his all every single game, play in multiple positions. He's so reliable, so dependable. I think he's very underappreciated.
Yeah, he's probably one of the most underappreciated footballers playing in the Premier League.
He didn't get anywhere near enough England caps, in my opinion, either.
And I think maybe a lot of that is because he didn't specialise in one particular position. I mean, he played right back for so long in his career, then transitioned to midfield. I mean, you could put him in net and he'd do a great game.
Liverpool played him at left back ahead of Alberto Moreno.
I mean, that's fair.
Indeed. But so much so that when we had when Robertson got injured, before we had Simicast come into the team, rather than put Moreno back in, he put Milner back out and left back again, which says it all about what he thought of Moreno. Oh, what a save!
Ooh, Allison.
And
Mason
this
Greenwood
is
with
why
a bullet.
This is why you don't go to sleep against Man United, because as poor as they've been in this first 30 minutes or so, it only takes one break like that. And
great save, one-handed.
But well played for Greenwood for creating the chance.
He kind of saying wherever you ask him to go, he will do it to the best of his ability. That's all he wants. That's all you can ever ask your players.
Yeah, absolutely. And then straight away, Liverpool try and break, and it looks like Keita bullied off the ball. No foul given. Yeah, interesting.
A Liverpool break.
Tanner's trying to comment, but muted his mic. He does that quite a lot recently. He's very unprofessional when it comes to unmuting his mic.
Wow, thanks.
You're welcome, sir.
It was it looked like Trent ended up pocketing the ball off of Luke Shaw after a little bit of help from Salah there. And now Liverpool.
We had some chat earlier on from young Mike asking what our thoughts were about Becky and Charlotte on SmackDown.
Yes.
Well, myself and Tanner have made our opinions on it very clear on Good Cop Bad Cop, which you can listen to after this, of course. Mags can always give his opinion if you want, so you know.
I don't really watch it, so I've only know what I've seen off wrestling Twitter, and I think it seems to be a lot of wrestling journalism making more of a situation than is there. Saying that, the two grown-ass adults, I mean, both of them are mid-30s, grow up.
Well, I mean, that's basically, what Connor
in the chat is saying that fucking grow up, absolutely. I've gone under the corner.
I mean, I've heard rumours that that Becky wanted to have the whole two belt thing,
and 2 belts.
And then I've heard rumours that Charlotte was escorted out of the building, and that she then ignored Vince at Gorilla, and yeah, I don't think you believe one particular source. I think there's probably grains of truth and also grains of bullshit in every source that you read. But at the end of the day, they're actors on a professional wrestling show. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, what does it matter?
I don't doubt that there's probably some kind of argument between the three of them in that segment, after they went backstage. But as far as Charlotte being escorted out of the building afterwards, I think that's probably a little bit of BS. I'm sure there were really raw feelings.
Straight back off the nipple in.
Good save! Oh, great save!
That back pass.
Salah is fuming.
Yeah,
Salah is fuming that he didn't get that goal.
Well,
that back pass.
De Gea is fuming that it even came to that.
The back pass came from the final third in the Liverpool end of the pitch back to De Gea, and I've never seen a back pass that bad apart from on a FIFA game.
Wow.
I want to speaking about that, I wanted to get your gentleman's opinion about the fact that EA and FIFA are no longer associated with each other.
Yeah, I don't think it's that they're no longer associated. From the rumors that I've heard, is that FIFA want to earn more from the license. So I think EA still have the rights to use FIFA RP, but so will a lot.
They can't call it FIFA.
No, but they can still use the names of the players and the teams of the stadium stuff like that.
With exception of Juventus, I think.
And Roma, I think, as well, are another one who own their own rights.
Yeah.
I've really become discouraged over the last few years about FIFA because of I've never understood Ultimate Team. I really don't like the concept of having to buy to get something that you can do and play online.
It's gambling.
It's a bit of a racket. Yeah, it's a bit of a racket.
It's surprise mechanics, Matt. That's what it is.
Well, this is it. Chris talked about it extensively on Chris Talks Games.
But as somebody who prefers career mode, they really have not done hardly anything significant. They've not done any kind of overhaul to career
because
mode.
career mode doesn't earn the money. That's
It
why.
does not. It does not.
That's
but
the issue.
if you look
But
at,
that's the reason I want to buy the game.
but if you look at the people
Not
who
worth
do
it.
appreciate career mode, they're going and playing Football Manager now because
Or eFootball, which I think is actually free to
It's on the
download
Game
the
Pass,
base game.
from the
Yeah.
Game Pass, yeah.
Mm.
On an Xbox,
Yeah, I think the problem I've had with FIFA is that exactly what Tanner has said. It's become very pay to win. Sorry, kind of the same reason why I don't get along with the likes of Call of Duty, because 95% of people who buy the game don't buy it for the single player mode; they buy it for the online, and 95% of the people who now buy FIFA buy it for Ultimate Team.
that may be the best
They've
header of the game so far.
There's no reason to build on single player modes, because single player mode doesn't make the money that multiplayer mode makes, unfortunately. I'm way more interested in Grand Theft Auto, the remastered trilogy, which was announced this week.
Indeed. It's coming to Nintendo for the first time as well, yes.
And it's on the 11th of November, so about 2 weeks away.
Indeed. We have our roving reporter, executive vice president of Tea and Biscuits in the chat, Mr. Chris Harris. Surely lights up Ole, and Football Manager would always be better than FIFA.
I'm so excited for Football Manager 22.
Correct.
Excited.
I'll go along with that.
I'm playing 21 version still on the Xbox. It's on the Game Pass. It's free, so why would you not? And
I still play Champ Manager Italia. I've got an Amiga emulator, and yeah, it's a brilliant game.
Some of the games just know out of fashion. They're great. Great. Why would you? I've often said, for example, I'm a big fan of the F1 games. At least this year, they are putting new stuff in every year at least. Yes, EA now owns Codemasters, but they're not doing. But they haven't had an influence on this year's game. Next year's game, they will probably, which is unfortunate.
You can guarantee they will have F1 Ultimate Team. I mean, you even get Ultimate Team on Madden now, which is ridiculous.
Talking still in the chat, of course, our roving reporter saying, "Tell you what, speaking of biscuits, I was staying at Rob's on Friday, and they had that tea recommended in Mags. It was brilliant."
Which one? I've recommended in multiple, so I'm assuming it means the biscuit flavoured tea.
Jump in, Arkid, have a chat. Graham in the chat saying, "Gaming talk, time to go get it."
It's done. It's done. All we're saying, Graham, buy your kids Grand Theft Auto.
Get them a Spectrum. Get them a Spectrum. It's fine.
Get them Football Manager and Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
that's what you need.
Jackson playing Grand Theft Auto. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm not ever recommending that to an under 16-year-old ever.
The things that I've done in Grand Theft Auto.
A 7-year-old should not be doing. Yes.
I used to only run around with a knife and just terrify people. Just kind of Michael Myers style.
You're talking about
saying this, Graham.
You're talking about Grand Theft Auto 3, which give you a health boost for having sex with a prostitute in the game.
Yes.
And you could also get the money back that you spent on said prostitute by killing the prostitute after said coitus.
It's
very Jack the Ripper, you know?
It really is. And he doesn't talk either, which is just creepy.
Oh, Trent to Henderson. Henderson out to... I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Oh, look at this one-touch stuff from Liverpool.
Oh, my God.
And even when it breaks free, and it's now free, Salah...
He breaks the record.
Salah's shot was blocked at first, and it just goes to show the when you are on form, the luck goes with you. The ball comes out and is able to be fed back into Salah and another goal.
What an amazing goal.
Conor K, I'm thinking it's from El Clasico, 2-0 Madrid, Barcelona. Oh, pure trash. I want to curl up in the corner and cry.
Unfortunately, Connor, you've got a few seasons of rebuilding Barcelona to go.
We can't read this one out, Connor.
I think a few is awfully generous, Mags. I think
Yeah.
that team's gonna have to.
Yeah, Connor on Twitch, we can't read that now.
Look at that. And again,
Can you see it?
it's Maguire. The ball bounces off Maguire from that shot from Salah.
Is that another assist for Keita?
It is.
Yeah.
He's been all over this game. Two
I
goals and an
will
assist,
not
or
have-
a goal and 2 assists.
I will not have a bad word said against Naby Keita. I think he's absolutely superb. He's earning his place in this Liverpool team.
FIFA Connor in the chat says, "I've heard killing prostitutes can be very helpful."
Just was we couldn't read out, Tanner. Thank you for that.
In the context of Grand Theft Auto, definitely. In real life, probably
no.
Yeah, exactly.
We cannot recommend that you do that.
Moving
IRL.
swiftly on, gentlemen, from that, shall we? Mo Salah has just become the first player ever to score in 3 consecutive Premier League appearances at Old Trafford.
Oh, wow.
Just the record. Is that also the 10 goals?
That's
in
10
games?
that's the 10.
So
that's the 10.
The records are tumbling all season for Liverpool.
This season, this year in general, in the sporting year, we've seen records broken left, right, and centre. We could well see Lewis Hamilton become a world record-breaking 8-time world champion this year. It's very, very possible. We could well see it's possible for Man United to extend their record to 21 league titles. It's very possible. Liverpool could equal that record of 20 this year.
Oh, the scenes next season on Radio Tekkers, if you're going in level in
Ronaldo's flagged offside. I'm glad
that's because he didn't track back and he was very offside.
Because he's wank.
Chris,
cross that off your bingo card. An American using a British slur.
Chris in the chat saying, who is the only team not to concede the Salah this season? Burnley. Give us the Prem.
Why do you do the accent? Why be xenophobic? Burnley.
I didn't do an accent.
Joe Tomlinson from Football Daily does exactly the same thing every time he says the word, and I just want to punch his face in for doing it.
Connor,
I don't want to put your face in, just for context. Just Joe Tomlinson.
FIFA Connor 16 in the chat. I don't think that Ronaldo is actually that bad, but he doesn't do a good job at the non-offensive work. Yeah. So there you go.
I mean, we spoke at length in the chat about what Ronaldo brings to the league, and he certainly does. He certainly improves the league, but Man United did not need a player of Ronaldo. I think that kind of papers over the cracks that are at Man United. They needed way more strength in defence. They needed more strength in central midfield. Getting Ronaldo, yeah, it's a huge lift to the club, but it doesn't solve any of the problems that they had.
It doesn't paper over the cracks so much. It's masking people on the outside of the door.
No.
He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game, without question. But it doesn't cite your defence, as you say, Max.
Yeah.
And Varane does do that, but he's injured.
He was only brought in because of the fear of Man City getting him.
Connor McCabe in the chat notes that 2-1 was the final for El Clasico.
So who were the scorers, Connor? Just let us know in the chat, sir. You could be our roaming La Liga reporter. Understudy to Chris. Chris's black shall we say?
Chris, you have an assistant now, mate. There you go.
We got you a friend. Let's see here. Man.
These Man United fans are fuming.
They are not happy. There is we saw Sir Alex Ferguson in the crowd, and he looked like he was chewing his gum rather vigorously.
There's 60,000 fans, and a good 45,000 of them look depressed.
Mostly because they're from Manchester.
Max, you're the mixed martial arts guy. If this was an MMA fight, would it be stopped?
I don't think it's over yet, but certainly we've seen a couple of 10-8 rounds. It's going to take a good second half for Man United to claw this back. I think it's all over, personally.
For the game or for Ole?
Why not both? I mean, is there any way to sugarcoat it? All is tactically, he's not good enough for Man United.
I think a draw would save his job. But
it was an emotional
and the ball being away.
hire.
Everything's Robertson.
It was an emotional hire at the best of times. And whilst he's not done, I don't think he's done bad as a manager. I think he inherited an over-bloated team from Mourinho. I just don't think there's been enough improvements for the money that has been spent at Man United. So,
Indeed, Connor in the chat himself is saying, what I don't understand is why are they starting the same team he started against Atalanta? Why not the team he formed in the second half? They got back into it. I fully agree.
I don't think Ole is tactically aware. I think there's so many big characters in that dressing room that he doesn't have control. He doesn't have control of the team. The team control him.
I saw something actually regarding some Manchester United news this morning about speculation that Ole might have seen something about Pogba, coming off the bench, and that might be a tactical solution at some point.
So trying to be the Ronnie Rosenthal super sub style.
Exactly. So I don't know. There might be something to that, but I don't know if Ole is like, is that the level of tactician that Ole is? I noticed that Pogba did well after we introduced him in the second half. So, it's not that he's actually good. It's that he's good after, the first half of a game.
Yeah, we'll get we'll get back to that comment in a minute. But Connor's just put something in the chat there saying Ole lost his last bit of control in that dressing room when he signed CR7. I don't think he had much of a say in that. I think that was very much over his head. And a lot of the transfers that have come in, I think, have been over his head. But the book does lie with him.
That was nearly 4.
But going back to Graham, in case it wasn't mentioned, and it certainly wasn't, Mo Salah's 105th Premier League goal sees him past Didier Drogba as the highest scoring African in league history. Again, just records tumbling. I think we are blessed to have a player like Ronaldo kicking out.
Oh man!
Wow, it's getting.
That's a
wow.
That should be a red. They should be able to go back.
Ronaldo getting sent to it. Ronaldo maybe. I think he's gonna get a booking.
What happened here? We'll quickly catch up. What happened in the build-up to this? Alisson has spun from his goal. I'm expecting De Gea to do the same at this point. He has got to halfway.
Can they even review that?
They can. If they think the red card of it, they can.
Oh,
pulling Ronaldo back over.
He's booking him with a yellow, but VR might look at it. He's been booked with yellow. What happened is Ronaldo had the ball come.
We'll get a replay now.
And then Ronaldo, it was
Curtis Jones strips him of the ball. Wow, the high kick knocks Curtis Jones onto the floor, and then he throws another kick. So he kicks across Curtis Jones,
and then he
kicks at the ball
into his
twice. Yeah, essentially. Then
walks away like butter wouldn't melt.
No, I think then Konate comes over. He pushes Konate. Fernandez gets involved. Ronaldo, this is your talisman. This is your big star. Henderson looking to kind of push for a sending off. I don't disagree with Henderson. I think that needs to be reviewed, and I think that's a sending off.
Yeah, that's probably more unsportsmanlike than some of the other sending offs that we've seen in this fixture.
He's being told to wait, I think.
Yeah.
The referee's coming over to Alisson.
Are reviewing it.
He's asking Alisson what his opinion is of the matter.
Should I send him off? Alisson's like,
nah, whistle, it's being taken.
Leave him on. Let him suffer the.
Let me punish him some more.
We have to give Alisson the credit though, because he actually made the save, which is why Ronaldo then chased.
For another hand leg. Jesus Christ. And Fernandez is arguing for Fred there, and I don't understand why.
Oh my God!
Fred
went in boot ha.
Colin in the chat saying CR7 does not like winning, and we get angry very quickly. We can see, yes.
Oh wow! Look, I mean, Cater is lucky he didn't get his head split wide open there. That was studs up.
I mean, Griezmann got sent off midweek for the exact same thing.
Fred had been booked for that.
I said I wanted violence.
You got it,
I have got it. I have actually got violence.
Speaking of violence, Graham from Good Cop Backup in the chat saying from Opta Joe, only Daniel Sturridge has scored in more consecutive Premier League appearances than Mo Salah's current 7-match scoring run. At the Premier League, of course, he's also scored in 3 consecutive Champions League games as well, which is why it is 10 appearances. That's fantastic.
Wow. Props to Daniel Surridge. Remember when he was good?
And props to Graham for finding that factoid. I'm guessing he probably went to the Opta website like we all would, of course. So well done, sir.
Sturridge pretty much played for all the big teams as well at one time or another, apart from Man United.
Sharon in the chat saying, I said 2-0 Liverpool. What's happening now? It's only on a punctured wheel.
I think Ole may be on gas and air.
He might be.
Ole's on LinkedIn looking for what roles he could. And we're bringing on Bob Pogba, it looks like.
Bob Pogba.
On Twitter, by the way, gentlemen, we are talking half an hour ago. So literally, as the second goal had gone in,
Maguire hacking down there.
Uh-huh.
And the ball comes through, and it's 4.
It's 4 before half time.
What is going on? What is going on in this game? Jesus Christ! And then
you guys laughed at me with that 4-2. But I think
Ollie is fuming.
Ollie's
going to stab someone. Ollie is stabbing someone today.
Oh my God! Oh, we've got. Okay.
That was piss poor defending all around Liverpool.
It really was. To go on to what
Maguire tried to dive in on Keita, unable to get it off, and
a near post De Gea is beaten,
and it's just a pass as well. It's just a pass.
It's just
pass
done.
Into the bottom corner. De Gea absolutely nowhere near it. This is scandalous.
Yeah. If you're watching Mark Goldbridge, I doubt you are. This is the goalkeeper you said, by the way, who was the best in the world. Just saying.
Yeah. Did Neville not say that De Gea forces his way into that Liverpool team easily?
Gary
Goldbridge.
Gary Neville also promised that United was winning this game.
Yes, I remember you two crowing about that, and he also said that Ronaldo makes his way into this Liverpool team. Where in that front three does Ronaldo fit in?
The booing, by the way, is deafening.
Do you think that we could see the first ever manager quitting at half-time, just walking out the stadium and not coming back?
Well, Graham in the chat is saying,
how
the manager may have been sacked during the game. We could be looking at a first.
You know that board are currently preparing a statement saying Ollie has been relieved of his duties.
I do remember that one
new manager Steve Bruce to take over on Monday morning.
I do remember, Mags, sort of actually happened. I remember Wandy Ramos was in charge of a Europa League match, and before the game, they actually said before the game that he will be leaving at the end of today's game.
Mm-hmm.
Ray in the chat says, if y'all were real journalists, you'd switch to something different instead of watching this massacre.
Why don't we then? Okay, we'll switch to some highlights. Watford and Everton. Switch to that.
We could do that, but I mean, I think the point stands here is that that's not even what the hell we're doing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sorry in the chat.
Lindelof's had a good game. Lindelof's actually had a good game. He's kept well out of the way. He's just not been involved.
There's a little bit snapping Maguire, as you call him, Mags. Sorry in the chat. Afternoon first. Having a snowboarding over Eurosport, eh? To be fair,
we're not covering no bloody snowboarding, Simon.
Yeah, there you go, Ray. We could cover snowboarding. Is that
I think Ray
answer?
would be happy if we covered snowboarding now.
Oh my god!
Can Matt fix his light in the second half? It's worse than Man United.
Unfortunately, it's called the sun. So the sun will be behind. The sun will be below the trees in about 2 or 3 minutes. So
you should have one of those giant church windows, so that when the sun does come through, it just
illuminates
the rest of your it illuminates the room with like multiple colors.
I'm being asked, what is the sun? It's a newspaper.
It's a newspaper that Matt buys.
Matt will not. That will wipe his ass.
He loves the sun.
Yes, especially page 3. That was his
page
favourite.
3's gone, but I'm muting that down. That's just bad. Right.
Hashtag must buy the sun.
As a Liverpool fan, how can you say such slander?
I'm just
Griffin, I'm a happy bunny right now. Even as a neutral, I mean, these two are absolutely crowing. They both have nearly flipped the table that they sat on now. But as a neutral, this has been brilliant.
I'm going to.
Play from Liverpool has been glorious to watch.
I'm gonna have a little browse on Twitter, gentlemen, and see what's going on down there.
Well,
so
you go and have fun. Yeah, Matt. We're only recording and streaming.
No, I'm going to tell you what's happening with
bye, Matt. It's been fun.
I'm going to tell you what people are saying on Twitter because that's what I feel right now.
Okay.
Danny said it would drink, according to Graham in the chat. Don't celebrate nothing yet. We've seen teams lose from being 4-0 by half time before. So don't celebrate yet, guys. You never know.
Can you see it though from this Man United team?
Okay,
the best player's been
honest.
booked already. He's already fuming.
Let's be honest. We should have seen 2 red cards for United in less than 5 minutes from Ronaldo and Fred. We should have seen that. And
Ronaldo certainly. I mean, Fred was. There's a little bit of leeway, I suppose, but Ronaldo certainly. He was involved in at least 2 incidents in that whole kind of melee, so he should have definitely been sent off. Absolutely.
Some people are tweeting out, so long Ole will always have Paris, which is kind of ironic, really, because that was his great achievement, the manager. I think definitely that night in Paris.
Yeah, coaching Paris Saint-Germain was Ole's greatest achievement, Matt.
No, when they won in Paris, you idiot. Right, we had Dan Griffin saying Man United defense the best sitcom in recent years. I couldn't possibly comment.
Very Dad's Army like.
Indeed. Thank you, Mags.
I remember some things, Matt.
They don't like it up them, literally. Sorry in the chat saying, same issue we had for a very long time. Midfield balance never seems right, relying on individuals to dig us out of any issues. Pressing is all wrong. Exactly the same as on Wednesday. They got a much bigger obstacle than they had to come back from on Wednesday for sure. Dan in the chat is also saying, please no, Graham, I'm still very fragile about having another drink.
Yeah, it's still a costume of a man from being poorly.
The ref completely bottled sending Ronaldo off.
I agree. I think if that would have been reviewed on VAR, he would have sent Ronaldo off.
And Conor McCabe saying, I find it funny how Ronaldo's returned. Everyone was hyped. Ever since, they've been absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
I had to agree. I think they were better before Ronaldo came back to the club.
They finished second in the league last season. Do you see this Man United team doing that this year? Absolutely not.
On that performance, but that's my biased opinion.
So watching the replay actually of the Ronaldo incident, Robbo was ready to fight him. He was ready to take Ronaldo. Of course he was. He was ready to take Ronaldo out back of Old Trafford and show him what to.
The thing is, not one of those goals was difficult either. It was a pass. They made it look easy.
They made it look easy.
Liverpool, and we said it earlier in the game, they haven't. They're winning this at a canter. They're not. This isn't even full paced Liverpool. This is like Liverpool light, and yet they're winning this game with ease, with absolute ease.
Graham's causing trouble while Tanner's sorting things out on his end. Graham's asking, so Si, thoughts on Mags going hatless again? You're just causing trouble there,
listen, I have hair.
Indeed.
Jesus Christ, man.
Connor in the chat Connor over on the Twitch chat is saying, can Liverpool do us a favour and bring out only 7 men? We might stand a chance then.
I think it's a very slim chance. I think even with 7 men, you may be able to eke out a second half draw.
This is it. Dan Griffin in the chat saying second from bottom, maybe on this form, Mags. No, second in the league. And Dan Griffin also saying Konate is ready to throw hands.
Konate was right there too, right alongside Robbo. He after he tackled right through Ronaldo. I'm sure he would be the unit to do it.
As it stands now, if this result sticks, Man United will have won 1 in the last 5, won 1, drawn 1, and lost 3 out of the last 5 games, which is that's terrible. Whereas Liverpool would have 3 wins and 2 draws out of the last 5 results. They will be the informed team, them and City.
Indeed. Chelsea will be on top of the table. This result would put Liverpool back second, of course. Graham saying in the chat, because Liverpool scored 3+ multiple consecutive games away from home, is this score that surprising? But bearing in mind the opposition we were up against, Graham, Liverpool here up against a team which, on paper, should be competitive. They've got some great players.
There are hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds worth of talent in that Man United team. We saw last season that they can certainly go on a good run of form, and it could happen at any time.
Absolutely,
so it could have happened in this game.
Indeed,
but this Liverpool side it's so
vicious.
Wonderful to behold. Yeah,
indeed, and you got let's not forget, of course,
Liverpool is still unbeaten as well in the league. Still unbeaten
in the league.
I think
still unbeaten in the Champions League too.
100% record in Champions League, yes. Of course, let's not forget, of course, that Watford, of course, who Liverpool beat 5-0 last weekend, won by 5 over 2 to that. Not this, of course. I'm just saying that it can change week on week because everyone had some great results this year. That was very out of character of them to lose by that margin that quickly.
FIFA Connor 16 in the chat says, I've heard that Ollie has been called up to the local school, has called up the local school rather to see if they are in need of a PE teacher.
He was offered an assistant role.
FIFA Connor, please keep coming back to the chat.
You are
Like
amazing. We adore you. Keep it locked to Tekkers. We love having you part of it for sure. We'll be talking, of course. We'd love to have you all back for the volley tomorrow, of course. Myself, Mags, and Tanner will be here to talk all things about all the 10 results at the end of Chain Wrestling.
Tanner looking like, what? No, that was a one-off last week. That ain't happening again. Dan in the chat, it is, in my opinion, because Liverpool Man United has traditionally become a cup final type game where form can go out the window. You know, you are absolutely right. There's been plenty of times when one of these two teams have been absolutely dominating and yet have come unstuck against Liverpool, because that's the rivalry. I suppose you always kind of bull yourself up for that game, no matter what's happening during the rest of the season. This Man United team looked like they couldn't give a toss. They really
loving the pun work from FIFA Connor on Twitch as well. I don't think any of United players know what a volley is. Well, if they watch tomorrow, they'll find out. Then,
a volley is how they boot Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of the dressing room.
Yeah, have they seen it? Yeah.
We've been talking about records being broken left, right, and centre. One from Graham here. Heaviest home defeat for United was 6-1 to Man City. There could be one more record being broken today. I'm not counting my chickens, but I will say that Man United set the record for biggest victory in the Premier League at home, and it was 9.
We want 10.
Matt,
what's the chances, do you reckon? What's the odds on that, do you think?
I think Liverpool slow it down now. I think they know that the game's won. Sit back, keep everybody.
They need to, though.
Yeah, keep everybody fit. Make sure you don't pick up any injuries, because this game's over and done.
Couple words from around Twitter. James Pierce is reporting that Paul Pogba will be coming on for United here in the second half. Of course he will, because that's obvious.
That's a secret agent. That was what Ollie was planning all along. Was going down 4-0, lads.
A tweet here.
Pull it back.
A tweet here from the Redmen TV, which is a Liverpool fan cast, of course. They tweeted, "I feel sorry for Paul Scholes' daughter's toes. I bet he's having a right angry nibble right about now."
Oh Jesus! Jesus, that.
I can never unsee that.
That's one way to pull yourself out of the greatest English midfielder of all time. Chat.
For those unawares, there was an Instagram video filmed of Paul Scholes.
Well, I mean, that would arguably be creepier.
Paul Scholes filming Paul Pogba.
Paul Pogba chewing Paul Scholes' daughter's toenails. It was horrific. Essentially, his daughter is what? 20s, maybe, like
probably in her
late
20s.
teens and 20s, something like that. And he literally chews the toenail off her big toe. It's
disgusting.
Horrid. It's absolutely. Oh, it made me really feel ill.
I've seen some brutal things. That was that's some top class brutality.
That was up there for sure. The most likely result, according to Sky Bet currently, for latest odds is well, I've got an 8-0 here. Is 66-1.
Well, it's 100-1 on Coral, according to Dan Griffin. So get your 50p on that, Matt. earn yourself a quick 50 quid.
Do you know what? It'd be my luck. I'd do it. They get 9.
Yeah, but cash out.
I think I just can't bring myself to do it. I just can't bring myself to do it.
So
is that a sign in the chat is saying, only in your comment, Graham. I'm actually a fan of Hatless Mags. Hatless, however.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I knew I could depend on one of Radio Tekkers' team to support me there.
Connor's coming back at you as now saying, "Well, someone's finishing my lunch." Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't finish our tea last night because of that. Unfortunately, because of that.
Nobody stood a chance. Nobody saw it coming. It was horrifying.
Yeah, no, exactly. Graham was saying that I appear to have a halo, apparently. So that means apparently I'm good cop. Okay, well, that works for me.
Ah, yes.
Matt of Nazareth.
I'll take
Father Matt of Nazareth.
I'll take that. The fans are always shooting out of Old Trafford, according to
wow, the amount of fans waving white flags is unreal.
We've seen the picture that they actually are leaving en masse.
And this is not a joke. There's literally hundreds of Man United fans streaming out at half time.
Indeed, Dan Griffin is absolutely 100 right. This is unbelievable to see what we are seeing here. I'm going to quickly check on Twitter, and because I've been hating, and rightly, on Mr. Goldbridge, I'm going to see what he's been saying on Twitter about this. I would pay good money to see what he's been saying.
Dan Griffin in the chat, it had 50p on 8 to a nil, boosted odds to 130 to 1. Wish me luck. Look, if United gets beat 8-0 at Old Trafford against Liverpool,
Chris Sutton on BBC Radio 5 Live saying this ranks as one of United's worst halves in their history. Saying Liverpool playing with passion and identity, but what are Man United? Where are they heading under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? And former Man United striker Dion Dublin says, I don't know how this Man United team is playing. They're so disjointed. And the thing that annoys him is when the ball goes dead, you need a lead to stand up and say, this is what we're doing. This is how we're meant to play. And Liverpool are doing that. And Man United are not. Yikes. Sir, the Man United fan in the chat. I'm off, lads. I have to find something to do for the next 45 minutes. Maybe chew on a razor blade and drink some vinegar.
We are underway here for the second half. And,
we are already. I am just going to quickly flash something up.
And already we're getting another booking for Man United, and it's Bruno Fernandes. Wow,
Bruno Fernandes booked, and
that sums up Mr. Goldbridge how he feels at halftime. I'm not meaning to.
I love the take on the bottom. That's the best bit.
I don't want to say I hate somebody, but I despise that man. I despise him.
Who?
Mr. Mark Goldbridge.
Oh.
I mean, this is very. I mean, I would like to be
Trent putting the ball in.
That's whipped in really well. Looks like out for a goal kick.
Yeah,
I'd love to be listening to the Man United radio commentary of this because I feel it may be like the Norwich one when they got absolutely battered and the commentator just started crying on the radio.
Graham in the chat, Tanner, would you mind doing this one, please?
Yes. Can't wait to see the classic picture of stewards restraining fans in the caption. Terrible scenes at Old Trafford as stewards force Man United fans to watch the rest of the game.
As they block the gate so they have to stay.
No, you paid for the day. You have to stay.
You wanted into the ground so badly last year that you ended up being postponed. Do you want to stay in there now? No, you've got to stay now. You want to be in the ground.
I mean, it's very brave of Ollie to even come out for the second half. If that were me, I would have been in my car and I would have been on the way home by now.
Here's some other tweets from friends of ours here. Of course, 5 Nerds Go at 5 Nerds Go. The sad thing is Liverpool barely look out of first gear. Yes. Chris Natanya on Twitter at NattyLight2822. Ronaldo, Bruno, Dave, Mason, Wambasaka, only ones to deserve to be out there right now. I don't even think Ronaldo deserves to be out there right now because he should have gotten sent off. A Demon Quiche at Guru of Matitude on Twitter. This has to be it now. There's
Love
no
that
way-
name, by the way. Demon Quiche. Love it.
He says, there's no way Ole can take this team for another game. We can separate the player from the manager, and the manager isn't good enough. Yeah. And then Anglo-Italian Pod at Italian Anglo Pod on Twitter. Liverpool are terrifying as is United's defending.
Anyone who is just joining us here on Radio Tekkers, welcome, of course, to Radio Tekkers. This is Matt, Max, and Tanner giving you live alternative commentary to Manchester United versus Liverpool from Barclays Premier League. We are 4 minutes into the second half, and it is Manchester United 0, Liverpool 4. Do feel free to like, share, and subscribe. What is up, Tanner? Are you ahead of us?
Nobody got a tweet about something.
Okay, I'm guessing it's not fit for broadcast. Graham in the chat is saying, if any cricket fans, no Liverpool cannot declare. If any baseball fans are here, there is no mercy rule.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Graham, for putting that into rounders for English and American fans. Rounders for men, as I call it, baseball. And
that's a great ball as well.
Ridiculous!
And it's 5.
5!
Absolutely
5-0.
Salah
wow. Has his hat trick.
And again, it came from absolutely nowhere. Man United's defence were just torn apart by a great ball. This
the lower
is
tier
scary.
is empty. The lower tier is empty, by the way. The lower tier is empty.
God. Yes, there are tons of empty seats. Oh my God.
And I'm talking about the goal, people.
So it looks like Fred was caught in possession. Ball whipped over. All 3 of the defenders chasing back. Absolutely nowhere near it.
The ball from Henderson is exquisite.
And the finish is just, again, against like he did against City, like he did against Watford. Dinks it over De Gea. Absolutely nowhere near it. Maguire and Shaw at fault again, just being left rampant. But McFred gets caught in possession, and the ball over the top. Well, the ball through, splitting the defence was glorious.
Ray, you're about to make you feel better. Graham in the chat. Justin on Facebook. Everton fans. What a disastrous home result. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, hold my steering wheel.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was 5 at full time. This has still got another 40 minutes to play. This could be nan. Matt, get on 8-0.
You better put a bet down here, Matt.
I think by the time I do that, I think it might have shifted odds again.
Yeah, evens. The fans are still now going, even the fans that stuck around for half time are now going, enough's enough.
Even
Alex Ferguson essentially blowing Raspberries like disgusted. Yeah. And Kenny Dalglish laughing his ballot off. Brilliant.
He would.
Brilliant.
He would. I will say, the amount of stick Liverpool fans have had for so long, it is so nice every now and again to get one over.
Imagine Kenny Dalglish locking eyes with Alex Ferguson and just
like that.
Ronaldo is sent off is now 16-1. The odds on Liverpool to the latest odds have now gone off the screen for Liverpool winning 7-0.
And we're getting a close-up of the scoreboard.
It's 5-0
at Old Trafford.
And it's still, just Man United fans, I'm sorry to say this to you. I genuinely am saying this to you, being sorry for you. There's still 37.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, this Man United team are
Ronaldo
such a letdown. Ronaldo looked offside then, but it's not been given. And that's a great finish. That's an absolutely peach of a finish.
Albeit from a man who should have been sent off. Albeit from he should not be on the pitch at this time. But solid.
He's offside.
My God.
Yeah. He is on.
No goal. That's the alert that I've just been given.
It looked to me like he was on being kept on for the defender on the far side.
Maybe.
Even so, that was still a peach of a goal.
Beautiful finish. It's a beautiful, beautiful finish.
But where was this Ronaldo in the first 45 minutes?
I don't know.
We are checking on our screens.
Yeah. we're going to check now, and I don't think it's Ronaldo that's offside. It's it looks like it.
Offside given.
He is offside. Jesus Christ! That is a kick in the nuts. That is a kick in the nuts.
I mean, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it.
He's fuming. Curtis Jones is going to get another kick in the ghoulies because of this. You can guarantee. The Liverpool fans are cheering a goal being disallowed. This is just what it's come to now. They're all pointing and laughing at the rest of the Man United fans.
We'll go back up in the chat. Graham saying, I applaud this. Any Man United fans socially distancing themselves from the stadium now.
I think they're hoping that the Glazers socially distance themselves from wanting to go. The Liverpool fans are rampant. They are just jumping up and down, cheering a VAR result. That's absolutely brilliant.
But by the way, they have suspended betting on Ronaldo being sent off.
Good. They should.
Because it should have happened.
Because it should have happened already.
Graham also saying on Facebook, in a title race that's important in matches like this, against weaker team opposition, we use them to get our goal difference up.
Oh wow. And another through ball, and that's a free kick. That looks like a penalty to me. Ref, obviously, has he give it? I think he's give a penalty.
Oh boy. Big moment here. That could be a red card for Maguire.
I'm not entirely sure. What we're finding out, Conor McCabe in the chat.
It's definitely outside the box. It's outside the box for sure.
I mean, it's a goal scoring, like a clear goal scoring opportunity.
Jota on the ball. Yeah, Maguire comes right across the back of him.
That should be a red.
The only fans in the team are Liverpool fans. Not all of them, Connor. Not all of them, to be fair.
The booking and a free kick.
There were other players
that
right
was very, very
close.
Saved him. This Man United team now is collapsing.
The ref has spared United from. He's giving them literally every opportunity.
That could have possibly been 3 sendings off. Yeah, it really, really could have.
Yeah.
So
United have completely lost their heads in this game.
Liverpool players are queuing up for this one. United,
give it Alisson. Let Alisson have a do.
Graham is saying
who hasn't scored for Liverpool in a long, long time on that team? Just let him have a dig. Virgil van Dijk, he's
Sindon Kinney. He's in the stadium.
Virgil van Dijk is there.
Van Dijk just to power it through the
Graham in the chat is saying
this would be awesome.
He's going to.
Van Dijk's taking this. Van Dijk is taking this.
Van Dijk beans Harry Maguire and sends him back being a dick, 20 years.
Not lining up properly. Oh, go on, just right into Ronaldo's throat. Good layoff. Salah. Ball comes free back to Liverpool though in the box.
Oh, not that angle. Well, that angle's terrible. The camera angle is terrible.
That was like we were on a roller coaster then. So, Octajaw, Mohamed Salah is the first away player to score a hat-trick at Old Trafford for over 18 years. The last person to do so was Ronaldo from Real Madrid in 2003.
Graham from Good Cup Bad Cup says, if United go out of 10, they can't cope with 11. This is not just me, guys. This is our chat, which is having these comments. And Graham will say, let Alisson get more goals than Jadon Sancho this season would be amazing.
Dion Dublin as well has said, this is incredible. He has never seen Man United players look so clueless before. And again, Liverpool on the break. And they're not even in full pace. Man United have had plenty of time to get their defence back.
And they're not...
I will say, Max,
there's only 4 of those players inside the box for Man United.
So it looks like Man United are ready in Cavani to come on.
It was man for man in the box.
Cavani was on the sidelines looking quite curious at the stick figure that was shown to him on the page.
If they don't hook Ronaldo, he's going to be sent off.
Yeah, Ronaldo has to come off.
Man United need to hook him or he'll be sent off.
Yeah.
Because anything worse for Ronaldo that's not helping defend is one that ends up conceding more goals. Because goal difference may be effective. If they concede many more goals, and this isn't me to say it could happen. Right now, my prediction of 4-2 is the closest any of us got to it. And we
well
all
no, 'cause
thought
I said 2 apiece, so that's still 4 goals.
no, you still thought that they'd score 2 goals themselves, Mags, and no one
Well,
is close to
Ronaldo
that.
has scored 1. I mean, the offside is debatable, so I'll take that.
Well, you can, I suppose, but you know.
But I wonder what Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane are thinking of signing for this club and not even being a part of this game. And yeah, this is horrific.
Varane's injured.
I
Sancho's
bet he's
no
glad.
excuse. Sancho's no excuse. Like, how did you spend £100 million on a player
And not play him?
And well, not only not play him, but oh gosh, a yellow given to Pogba.
He's only been on the pitch 13 minutes. If Pogba starts throwing in tackles, you know the game's over.
What's the challenge here, though? Hold on. Oh my God! A 2-footed tackle on a Naby Keita. That's wow. This ref has given United every opportunity. They should be down to 7 men.
VAR could look at this.
That's dangerous. That's a dangerous tackle.
United should be down to 7 men. Like that's.
But then that's a match abandoned.
As we alluded to earlier in the
Naby Keita will be injured after this game because he has been.
Oh, they're
abused.
checking. VAR is checking for the challenge.
Yeah, he's checking the screen. Yeah,
he should be off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Graham in the chat while he's doing that. Graham in the chat saying from Monday Night Football, visiting April for Gary Neville. Dave Jones said, of course, do you think Ronaldo will get in the Liverpool team? Carragher said no. Gary Neville said, you know, Man United are going to beat Liverpool, and that's a fact.
Yeah. Well, he was wrong.
Oh, look at that!
It was good in slow mo.
That studs up. That's off.
In the chat,
it's got to be off.
It's a 2-footed studs up tackle. It's
Graham is saying in the chat, is that the 4th red card he's missed?
That's what he's sent him off,
and absolutely he should do.
He is off. He's gone,
and the yellow card's waved off. straight
red. So that's straight match bans.
And you can hear the cheering for that. It's all coming from the Liverpool end, obviously. I think as actually a tear in
his surprise tactic has gone. He's gone and shit the bed.
That is one.
I know bringing on Pogba as the boost when United are not doing well. That's gone. That's gone right down the shit pan.
Now go on.
It's so interesting. United actually played better for the 15 minutes that Paul Pogba was on, and now he does something so reckless and dangerous. And
we'll see if there's any eyeballs from him and Ole. Yeah. Ole doesn't even look.
Goldbridge,
Naby Keita is still down in all the time that.
United fans are now leaving en masse now. Now Pogba's off. They know the game's up.
They're gonna end up taking Naby Keita off the field.
Bearing in mind that United fans will get back to Surrey, so they've got to get the train back, haven't they? So. It's an old one, but it's an older but goodie.
And the problem is they might not have still got Maguire, Shaw, Fred, Fernandes, and Ronaldo all on the pitch, all on bookings. And they may not end this game with 10 men.
Well, they're taking 2 players off now. From the look of it, this is now obviously they got York.
Oh, feed the ox! We're going to see an Oxlade-Chamberlain goal.
But I'm saying to them, they are hooking Rashford, and they're throwing on. Cavani went on the pitch, but it's not his number they put up, so he had to come back off the pitch again.
Rashford is coming on for Dalot, it looks like, and it looks like Fernandes is going off for Cavani.
Fernandes is coming on for Cavani.
Yeah.
Off for Cavani, yeah. So basically, they are literally trying to just shore that defence up. And
Rashford has been anonymous in the game. Let's not beat around the bush.
To be fair, either really has.
No, absolutely not. But at least he hasn't been so reckless that he's got himself booked. It's a brave move to leave Ronaldo
still on the pitch as well.
Yeah, that's very brave, and we've now seen Naby Keita stretch it off.
He's crying.
This is not
a worry. This is the worry.
Yeah, I mean, considering the immense form
Tekkers sending all our best wishes to him right now, of course.
Yeah, I mean, considering the immense form that Naby Keita's in, it's definitely a big blow to them.
Graham is saying in the chat, play 2-4 for the last 30 minutes, bring Manny on, let's go for the Dracula. To be fair, at this point, it would be the Simpsons meme, stop, he's already dead. Right now, at this point, Man United, as far as they're concerned.
Hopefully Liverpool can, coming...
I'm sort of glad we're commentating on this game right now because unpacking this one on the volley will take some doing. No one wants to see someone go off like that.
And we've already got plenty of action on the volley to cover, so definitely tune in for that tomorrow night, where we'll be talking all things Chelsea, breaking records, and Maxwell Cornet being the legend that he is.
Fantastic goal by all accounts, Max. Well, I haven't had a chance to see the goal yet, but apparently, all accounts, really good goal.
Yep, both goals.
Graham is saying, show them no mercy. Well, to be fair, Liverpool haven't even got
Cobra Kai style.
I've never seen Cobra Kai.
I mean, there is a bit.
It's on the list. It's on the list, Max, to watch, though.
There is a little bit of a worry if you're Jurgen Klopp here because he's now seen Fabinho not able to play today. James Milner was taken off earlier in the game with a knee injury. Naby Keita
last season all over again, just a bit further up the park.
Yeah, Naby Keita now injured. Thiago Alcantara, we never know what his timetable is.
Harvey Elliott injured.
Yep, he's still in recovery. So the midfield is looking a little bit thin at the moment.
It's a bit strange, but the beautiful thing is that we have a abundance of midfield talent just waiting in the wings to come in.
Very true. And you've also got players who are not necessarily central midfielders who can certainly slip in and do a job there.
I mean, if they needed Minamino could do a job there, absolutely. And of course, if they wanted to, they could always put...
As Liverpool put a cross in.
Behind for a goal kick.
Floated over. Salah's been unplayable today. He's been unplayable.
This has been,
We get a shot of the
seeing an outside look of the stadium right now, Max. And literally, the flood of fans leaving the stadium is like the fans entering the stadium normally.
And the Liverpool fans are not leaving at all.
Would you?
It's a party. It's an absolute party. So Salah has got a hat-trick, obviously, but he also has assisted. Naby Keita has assisted and got a goal. This has been a riot, an absolute riot of a game.
Liverpool have been making their chances count for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Max, you've got stats to hand. What are the current stats?
So, actually, in terms of possession, Man United have clawed it back a little bit. They've had 49% of the ball now. 9 shots, 3 of them on target. Liverpool have had 14 shots, and 7 of them have been on target.
Really?
Funnily enough, they've only had 2 corners.
You've only got 7 shots on target? I've got 10.
Well, that's the stat I've got now. Let me just do a quick refresh.
I've got 10 on target.
So, no, it still says 14 shots total, 7 on target.
And
they're the live stats.
Well, either way,
you're wrong
with
your impressive. Americanisms.
You're
so wrong. 7 on target, 5
you're
goals.
Wrong.
7 on target, 5 goals. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, 10 on target, 5 goals is still massively impressive. Ollie, trying to
hold back the tears.
I don't think he's even trying to do that anymore. He's screaming at his team to do something. Wow, the biggest United wins in club history against United in club history. 4-0 at home, 5-0, and you're looking at like 1925.
This is Liverpool's biggest ever away win.
Was 1925.
This is Liverpool's biggest ever away victory. In other words. The silence of Man United fans on social media is brought to you by Liverpool FC.
Jesus. I mean,
they're not
bragging rats.
One at a time, gentlemen. One at a time.
Sorry. After you,
go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
So it's not silence. They're very vocal. They're still the hashtag Ole out is gathering pace. Understandably, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, but nice guys don't win titles.
This is it.
Yeah.
So Man United have actually got a throw-in deep in Liverpool's half. the ball boy not willing to give the ball to Ronaldo. He actually did it. He refused to give the ball to Ronaldo.
It's like, I don't trust you.
Yeah. Don't kick me.
I've still got my whole life ahead of me.
And the ball goes straight back to Liverpool. Again, just cruising with the ball. Fluid one-touch passing.
Fabrizio Romano reporting, chance at the Liverpool away side. Ole must stay, Ole's at the wheel.
It's amazing. I'm looking at the trending topics in the United Kingdom, and everything apart from there's only two things in the top 20 which aren't related to this game.
Roy Keane is trending. Roy Keane.
Bruce Inn is trending.
Oh wow!
Bruce Inn is trending. And Nuno is trending after what happened with West Ham earlier, of course. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the volley.
Oh my god, the amount of people on Twitter and big name people on Twitter saying they need Roy Keane airdropped into this studio before the end of the game. Adam Payne, who is a correspondent for Business Insider, says, I would hand over a massive sum of money to have Roy Keane transported into that studio immediately. Can we get Roy Keane on a Zoom call, please? Bad day for Sky not to have Roy Keane on pundit duties.
I think it'd be unfortunate.
He would kill Jamie Carragher if he was in that studio. We would witness the murder of Jamie Carragher.
He would. He'd possibly have an aneurysm on camera. That'd be horrible.
There is a fantastic thing happening on Twitter right now. Scouse is trending for obvious reasons, unfortunately, at the moment. Someone is trending, and this has got over 5,000 likes already. Scouse will be sat at home spitting feathers and toenails. But BT Sport did engage the room, really, by saying the words, go and do that against Liverpool on Sunday, see what happens about the Atalanta game. And predict this may happen today. I think right now Scouse wants anything to take away from what was been going on in the news last 24 hours. Let's face it.
Hold on, we got to fix the overlay here.
We're going live to Twitter now. Cool. Graham is saying in other one-sided stats, last 3 games, Boston Red Sox 9-82.
Roy Keane en route to the studio.
Oh God! Oh yes!
And Neville and Souness right now trying to break out. But wow.
Oh man!
Why is that Neville? But Souness is a that's a great save by De Gea, to be fair, from Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh, I bet if Roy Keane is spitting feathers. I bet.
I would love. I might have to watch the.
Post game.
The post game.
But he's not in the studio though.
No, I want to see him try and unpack that because Gary has got to go and do that. I still want to see that. I must have half. I might have half because then Monday Night Football, of course, this week. So I might have half an eye on that.
Someone just posted on Twitter they'd love an episode of Gogglebox, but it's just Roy Keane watching this game.
So, gentlemen, as Matt was saying, it's 15 shots to Liverpool, 9 to United, and according to the shots on target, it's 8-3 in favour of Liverpool.
Well, in Tanner's eyes, it's 11.
It does say 11.
To be fair, I think De Gea probably thinks it's 11. This is, and just so you know, we've still got 20 minutes, gentlemen.
Wow. I actually thought it was closer to full time than
much
that.
later.
This is so embarrassing for me now.
I've just looked at the clock. It's 72 minutes.
Jesus Christ. We've got time for another 5 goals here.
We've got time to record a change in attitude.
Yeah.
Well, I think that United need a change in attitude and change a manager from the way things are going.
Yeah, well, always at the wheel, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Stay the course.
Stay the course. Hashtag trust the process.
Yeah. Ollie wins, we all win.
I might even have a little drink.
Oh, look at you celebrating.
This game has driven Matt to drinking.
I always thought he was a closet Man United fan.
He says, seeing man draped in red and white of Liverpool. No, I'm having a little bit of me apple whiskey.
Your apple, is it the Jack Daniel's apple whiskey?
It is the Jack Daniel's. I'm finishing it off.
It's not nice.
That's one of your favorites, isn't it?
It's quite nice. They actually did a winter apple the other year as well. We had cinnamon in there as well.
Yeah,
and Liverpool again.
You've become a fan of the flavoured Jack Daniel's whiskies, haven't you?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I bet he likes the honey one too.
The honey one is really good, but it's hot.
It's so sweet though.
It's good in like an Irish coffee, Matt, but without sugar. Perfect.
I should get you to try a Lagavulin 16.
I like me scotch. I like me whiskey. Oh Jesus Christ!
The
last 10 minutes, 88% Liverpool.
The peanut butter one that I got, that went down a treat. That was really good.
You would probably like that, Matt.
I have to say that pre-COVID, I wasn't a fan of peanut butter. But at the same time, my tastes have changed a bit since I had COVID. So I'm trying things I didn't like before, and I'm starting to like them now. Mm-hmm. So it may be I like it. So I'll give it a try. Sure.
And the corn one, Tanner. Get a bottle of the corn one. That was really nice.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of it a long time ago. I'm going to have to check and see if I still have the screenshot of it.
Indeed. It's been the alcohol hour with Mags and Tanner.
I mean, Graham was complaining in the chat that he didn't get enough food talk. So, I mean,
close enough.
Alcohol his food.
Yeah, we'll talk booze instead.
We'll talk booze. We need to get a booze sponsor.
Because Ole will certainly be hitting the drink after this game.
I think he'll need one. I'm pretty sure that there'll be a few German beers flowing back at Anfield. No doubt.
The problem is, though, you can never see him having like such an angry disposition that he tells a player off. I bet he pats them all on the back and says, "Oh, you tried. You played your best. That's all I can ask for."
You see Michael Carrick do more, don't you?
And he's wooden. He's actually carved out of wood.
I believe
he's definitely Pinocchio.
Someone generally called Michael Carrick a crab once. Because he just passes sideways.
Oh, yes. Very good. Very good.
Mane is warming up, possibly to come on.
That's the last thing that
can you imagine? You've been absolutely destroyed for 75 minutes of a game, and then you look to the bench and you see Mane warming up.
There he is. Here he comes.
You see a man who is possibly faster than Mo Salah.
They're hooking Firmino. Firmino he's worked hard, Firmino. He's worked hard.
Yeah, he deserves to get some rest here. He's done an excellent job here today.
You can hear the applause for him. Well, you wouldn't normally be able to hear it, but oh my word, Mags! Look at some of these empty seats we're seeing here.
Yeah, it's quite a shock.
It's a social.
I'm going to say something.
Football.
Is this bad taste to say that I think there were more people in the stadium when there was no fans in?
It looks like that.
Bad taste. That's very mean-spirited of you, Matt. Nobody likes a sore winner.
To be fair, this comes from my mother, unfortunately. You've seen a bad loser. Well, I'm what you call a bad winner. I will go
a gloater. Are you a gloater?
Well, my mother's to blame for this, as I've said before. I'll say again.
I mean, why are you blaming your mom for something that's your fault?
Because you complete the circle.
She instilled this in us as a
be the change, Matt. Matt, be the change.
Yeah. Absolutely not. And absolutely not. No. And she instills it in the grandchildren as well, because she'll be playing like a little card game with them on the floor. And this one, like 3 and 5 years old, she'll be playing the card game with them. She won't let them win. If they win, they win their own account. And when she wins, she goes like this and says, "Yes." I'm like, "Mum, he's free. He can't even read the cards, and you're celebrating beating him."
He needs to know what loss feels like.
That's it. That's exactly it, Mags. Because when you are competing everything for your life, you compete for jobs, you compete for relationships, you compete for everything in your life. You need to know how to win and lose.
Well, yeah.
I don't lose well or win well, to be fair. That ain't my mother's fault, though.
So Man United just cannot get the ball off Liverpool. Going back to the game after Matt essentially advocated for abusing children via the medium of cards.
It was almost like a very psychological thing. Like Matt's on a couch right now. If he was just shifted position a little bit, this would be a completely different show.
So tell me how that made you feel.
Mags, as he's taking notes, drawing pictures.
I am sending it to the Tekkers chat now. Graham, it is going to a Tekkers chat now, and then it can be uploaded directly to the Twitter, to what we're seeing here, because this is worth seeing. Graham is absolutely right. It has now finally happened. Where is it? There it is.
Is it Roy Keane being dropped from a helicopter into the studio?
No,
I hope so.
Not quite. It's something that Graham joked about earlier, and it's now in the Twitter. It's in our Twitter DM.
Oh yeah.
if you could pop that onto the screen, that'd be great.
I think I saw this. This is a meme from a while ago. So this is not actually true, but
it's funny.
It's still accurate, though.
But it is funny.
It's still accurate for sure.
The
hay is furious. Still, there it is.
There you go.
Disgusting scenes at Old Trafford. The stewards make Ola stay until the final whistle. Oh, that is mean. That's cruel.
Nothing to do with it.
A lot of our listeners are Man United fans for
some reason.
Yeah. So stop picking on them now. They're already dead.
Imagine being Jadon Sancho and just watching all this happen.
Imagine being anyone that Man United is being linked to in the transfer windows. You would not want to sign for this club. Jude Bellingham will be like, fuck that. I am not playing well for Dortmund if Man United are going to come in for me.
I think he's waiting on Liverpool.
Oh, can you imagine Jude Bellingham taking Bobby Firmino's place?
He keeps talking about how much he loved Steven Gerrard. And he emulated.
It's not a bad robot to have. To be fair, he had a fairly squeaky clean image.
He wants to.
Didn't he punch somebody in a nightclub?
Who, Jude Bellingham?
Clean.
Or
fairly squeaky clean.
Jude Bellingham can't get into nightclubs yet. He's still underage.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard did punch somebody at a nightclub once.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's 21, isn't he? Was he still 18?
I think he's like 19.
Yeah, I think it was like 17 when
when
Birmingham retired his number after like the 20 games that he played for them. Mane is wanting to get in on the fun and getting on the score sheet.
Well, he brought them all down, and then unfortunately, Lindelof got in the way. I think.
Could Salah
They're queuing
score
up in the box.
The ball hits the defender, and it still comes through to Salah. Wow,
it's crazy.
Right, I'm half tempted to see what the ratings are going to be for the players after the game.
Oh, it's going to be horrifying for United.
Because it popped up on the BBC website
Kaida and Salah should both be getting 10s.
I mean, Salah for definite. This is the best I've ever seen Naby Keita play for Liverpool. For sure.
Just so you know, in Man United side of things, the top ranked player is David De Gea with 3.8.
Oh,
second,
that actually makes sense because he's probably been the best player for Man United in the game.
The second highest score is Ronaldo with 3.07.
Wow, is that Carrick and Neville just sat back and not even not even taking part in at least G'ing up this Man United team? And that shows fundamentally the problem, that there's no passion from the managerial side. So why should the players give a shit?
Pogba got at 1.8, by the way.
Phil Neville wishing why his brother just couldn't have just kept his fat mouth
kept his
shut.
fucking gob shut. Why did you egg him on?
The highest ranked player right now is for Liverpool is Salah at 9.0.
Yeah, it's definitely not been a good day to be Phil Neville. Both his former clubs have been absolutely
just decimated.
Yeah, just destroyed this weekend.
The player with the lowest rating, by the way, is Milner, and he got 7.4 so far.
Yeah, I think that's biased because of how good Liverpool have been as a team.
You're ahead of us, Tanner.
That should have been a goal. That actually should have been a goal. And that just shows Man United's look, really. I think probably Cavani's been Man United's best player. And there was a bunch of offsides then.
Yeah, I think he would have been judged offside had that gone in.
I'm going to tell you what Cavani's current rating is. It is a 2.8.
Well.
So who's the highest Man United player?
De Gea.
De Gea, yeah.
It's quite clearly
followed
Victor
by
Lindelof
Ronaldo, yes.
Yeah, what's Victor Lindelof's score? Because he's kept himself to himself all game.
2.2. Sorry,
I've not had to say his name one time in terms of football.
I'm sorry. Pogba is only just bottom. He's very, very closely followed by, I believe Mags called him Slabhead.
Oh, Maguire. He's had a terrible last 6 games, I think.
Yes, you were saying this. Yes, Max, you were saying this. 7 minutes ago, and I think Man United fans right now are begging for that final whistle.
Well, they're not there. How they wouldn't hear it from where they are.
I will say, for benefit of the tape, that there is still some fans in the stadium.
Only because their mums are picking them up after the game. They have to wait there.
Johnny Gabriel apparently on Twitter says instead of a main wheel, could Man United perhaps consider giving Ole Solskjaer one of those pretend wheels like Maggie has in the opening sequence of The Simpsons?
That is fantastic. With a little air press of a horn. Right?
Ollie's at the wheel. Gary Neville, all commentary right now is, I can't hear what you're saying, but he does not sound like a happy camper.
If Sky Sports have any sense, they would put a disclaimer on whenever Gary Neville is talking, saying his views do not reflect the views of Sky Sports.
They did that with a racism thing once, didn't they?
It could be true. It could be not.
Yeah. Gary Neville speaks only for Gary Neville.
Chamberlain, they go.
Ox trying to get that goal I want him to get.
We all want York to score, apart from Man United, maybe. To be fair, it would have been an own goal. It would have been.
That's some great defending then by Robertson.
Robertson knees it onto the bar.
I think he's had a really good game as well. I don't think there's any Liverpool player who hasn't stood up and had a brilliant game. Canate kept Ronaldo quiet. The whole of the midfield and attacking lineup have been just absolutely superb.
Yeah, Konate's actually been all over Ronaldo all
He
game.
has been. He has had a very solid game.
Yep. When he goes into the dressing room and empties his pockets, he will have his keys, his wallet, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
I love that analogy.
Who picked up a booking there? Is that a Liverpool booking?
No, Wan-Bissaka picked up a booking for tackle on Jota from behind.
Wow.
I think it's the entire back line, yeah.
No, there isn't. Lindelof hasn't been booked. He's the only defender not to be booked.
How?
Lindelof might be Man United man of the match.
Jota's still down. By the way, he's getting his feet now.
Oh, he's fine.
Let's not forget, of course, that there's of course the small matter of the League Cup. Of course, Liverpool they're playing Preston this week,
which will be a more balanced game than this one, certainly.
And dare I say it, next week, the biggest game of the weekend is next Saturday, of course, which is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United.
The battle for Europa League places, yeah.
Battle for the conference.
I was going to say it, maybe more. Maybe I was about to say that. It was right out of my mouth, unfortunately.
That is
if you got to rebuild and build them and. They're not. Again, Liverpool aren't even really trying.
The Sunday games are not. The Sunday games are not that interesting next weekend. We've got Norwich and Leeds and Villa versus West Ham. We've got Leicester and Arsenal early door Saturday.
We do have Wolves and Everton next Monday.
We could cover that, but that would eat into chain wrestling's time, of course.
Yes.
I mean, we would be going live simultaneously on 2 different shows. On the same channel.
I don't think you can actually do that on the same channel.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, you could, but it would not be. It would not be good for the.
It would not
channel.
be great. We're having a live team meeting. It feels like right now. Graham, Graham in the chat is saying from Sky. This is Sky Sports themselves. Carragher is saying, "Can I go in there?" Gary Neville, can I go? Gary Neville wants to go home. Carragher wants to go into the Liverpool fans. Wow, that's all.
It is going to be interesting listening to the post match to see how much shit Jamie Carragher gives Gary Neville.
I don't think he needs to. I think he just sit there and smile.
Just sits there and just looks at him, just eyeballs him, and not even a shake head, just a rare little cheeky smile, and just let Gary Neville fall on his sword. Look at Mo Salah. We've got a close with Mo Salah. Clearly man of the match with the hat trick, but he looks the happiest that he's ever looked.
He's earned £400,000. I think he's earned that.
10 appearances, 14 goals, 7 assists this season.
Yeah,
that's shocking numbers.
Yeah, he's earned Liverpool raising their salary.
I mean, even before this game, even before the purple patch of form he's had, Liverpool should have been breaking the bank to secure him to a long-term deal. This now means that they should be doing that right now. He should be going into talks for a contract and getting locked down for at least a 5-year deal.
Graham in the chat saying he'll take 50k and play Man United twice a year. Happily, I mean, he will.
Who does he go to in the whole of European football that gives him the love? Not only the love, but the chances of winning so much silverware than Liverpool. He goes to Real Madrid. He's pretty much out of European contention for the next few years. Barcelona, absolutely not. Paris, he could go to, but then he's just going to be
another guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, then you're looking at Bayern or Dortmund, who as good as they are in Europe, their league is not competitive at all.
Well,
it's
Dortmund couldn't afford Salah,
and
Bayern could.
But I don't think their 50+1 thing would work that way, would it? Because the German thing has got a 50+1 thing, haven't they? So.
No, I mean it's just a matter of voting and making funding available to buy the
player. No, but they're not going to break the bank for Salah's wages when they're not paying that sort of money to Lewandowski, are they?
Well, they certainly did with Arjen Robben.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Ribery, and Robert Lewandowski, and
I think
Bayern are not hurting for money.
His options are staying at Liverpool or City, if you want to be challenging on all fronts. And I think even at City, I don't think he would get the love that he gets from Liverpool.
Salah loves and respects Liverpool too much to just go to City.
And he said just this week in an interview that he wants to stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
And
so I would be if you were there was John Henry and Jurgen Klopp, you would be following up on that instantly and saying, get in this boardroom, let's thrash out this deal, $400,000 a week, bang.
United fans are cheering for corner.
Well, John Henry's schedule just opened up quite a bit in terms of Liverpool, as the Boston Red Sox are now out of World Series.
Little break again, by the way.
Oh my God. Curtis Jones.
What a great ball. Again, a great ball. Great block. Finally, Maguire.
Harry Maguire finally shows some
it's
defensive
only
display.
92 minutes. It's only took 92 minutes, but he's actually learned how to tackle.
He's played some defense.
I will say it's before we know, but it may already have been done. He's got to announce it, and maybe they wanted to get this out away before he announced it. It may already be done. Signed his field.
Yeah,
well,
I think that they know that.
I don't even think the negotiations would take that long. I think Salah is absolutely happy at Liverpool, so give him what he wants. He's absolutely earned it.
I think FSG. Oh God! Look at the United players can't even watch.
Oh boy!
Ole doesn't manage the next Man United game.
The next 24 hours,
Seriously,
Man United could be one of the most important 24 hours in their entire career.
Bring in Brucey.
Oh, can you imagine caretaker manager Steve Bruce? And then they go on a winning streak of about 5-6 games. Oh, and he's just like that to Amanda Stavel. He's just going, no, take that, Amanda.
You can't even see me, gentlemen. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is an enormous paragraph that's completely eclipsed Matt here on the screen. Guru of Matitude. Should have done this a long time ago. Guru of Matitude said, afternoon, gentlemen. I've just popped in to give my piece on Ole today. I've been a vocal deterrent of sacking him, but he's run his course now. This result and the Leicester one is long overdue. It's not only results, it's the lack of tactics, the attitudes on the pitch, the actual team mentality. It feels like the dark days of Jose again. Wow. And it's time
the dark days of Moyes. I think even
it's all over.
I don't think even this is as the Jose days were as bad as this. I think this is the Moyes days. It's that rough.
He says, Ollie, the player, and the manager are different animals, and it's time to put one of them to sleep. Oof.
Both of them. Being really truthful, I like Ollie, and like I said before the game, I don't think he's done a particularly bad job considering where Man United were when he took over and where they were up to last season, where they finished second. But he spent a hell of a lot of money. He's too nice of a guy. He doesn't have the bravado to control so many big characters as Man United, and he should now be waving this fans goodbye.
He's making the rounds, and clapping to the fans. But the look in his eyes was one of worry.
Yeah, it's defeat. It's a look of defeat. He knows that the gig is up.
Indeed, full time at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 5.
So does this put United on the same level as Watford?
Well, I couldn't possibly make that comparison. They were very different games. This is the part where we probably have the easiest decision we've ever had to make regarding our man of the match, gentlemen, and the chat for the matter. Chat, send us your man of the match in the chat right now. We'll read it out right now on air. Yes. So we'll start with the umpire member of the panel, which is Mags. Who is your man of the match, sir?
Naby Keita. How can you not say it's Mo Salah? Yet again, he's proved his worth in absolute spades. 3 glorious goals and assists. Just the guy is so good. He's the best player in the world right now. He's defeated Man United single-handedly almost at their own ground. Yeah, it's Mohamed Salah.
We get scenes of Klopp saluting the Liverpool away fans.
Are you in agreement here, Tanner?
Yeah, I mean, who else could it be? You score an away hat trick at Old Trafford as a Liverpool player. Yeah, you're getting
the first time since Ronaldo did it 18 years ago.
You're getting man of the match. It's Mo Salah. I will give an unironic special shout to Naby Keita. 2 assists and a goal is really good for him.
Fantastic for midfielder who's been out of form so much.
Hope he gets well soon. I hope the injury is not as severe as the way it looked, because that was terrible looking.
Red card was justified.
And also a special shout to Ibrahim Konate. Who literally pocketed Cristiano Ronaldo for 90 minutes.
Being totally honest, taking Milner out because obviously he got injured pretty early, and taking Salah out of the equation, any of the rest of the 9 could have been on this list.
Yeah,
because this was an amazing team performance. Not one of Liverpool's players looked out of place. They all worked together really well as a unit, so they all can share the spoils.
And to scare you slightly as well, not out of breath either.
Dan Griffin says worth his weight in goals is Salah. Yes.
We have amazing comments all over the place here. With Matitude saying, man of match, Salah, best player on the planet right now. joy to watch when he's not spanking your team.
FIFA Connor 16 says, I think man of the match is the United fans for not killing the United
The
players.
night is young yet, pal. They've got to get out of the stadium.
Good Matitude saying as well, I'll say 410 million-ish on 13 players.
It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Conor McCabe.
To go backwards. 410 million to go backwards.
Indeed. Conor McCabe in the chat saying, United fans crying because on a losing streak in a season that's only 9 weeks old.
I don't think it's even the fact that they're crying on the losing. It's the fact that their biggest rivals have absolutely come to their home ground and just pulled their pants down.
And broke a record.
Yeah.
Smashed them.
Broke multiple records in this game and absolutely spanked.
To put this into context, Mags, we are 9 games into the season and they are already 8 points behind the leaders.
I'm going to share 2 numbers with you, gentlemen, just real quick here, stats-wise. The number 7, which is the number of times United was offsides this game, and 0, the number of times Liverpool was offsides this game.
Interesting.
Wow. That actually is surprising, if you ask me. Dan Griffin in the chat saying, my bet for 8-0, what didn't pan out, but I can't be mad.
Okay.
I'd
so
say
I'm going to throw some numbers out. If you want to play numbers.
Just do numbers.
I'm going to throw out 7. 7 plus 1, actually. That's 7 Man United players got bookings and 1 sending off, and 0 for the amount of Liverpool players that got booked.
Unfortunately, there is number 2, which is 2 Liverpool players that went off with injuries.
Yes.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
And you don't want to see a player get injured, though, Mags, do you? Obviously, which is never a good thing.
Well, I mean, in this game, I would like to have seen Ronaldo get injured because that was probably the only way he was getting off that pitch without getting a booking.
I'm not reading that one out. Go for it, Mags.
Dan, we've done round United's gaff and shit in their Sunday dinner. Yep, that delicious chocolate sausage gravy. Drink up those salty sausagey tears.
The first time that actually ever made some sort of sense. A beautiful stuff from Liverpool. Dan finishes with Liverpool. As we said, didn't even really get out of second gear in the end. And this result will have ramifications for the rest of the season, because where do United go from here?
Down. They get relegated from here. No, it's not going to be that bad. But look, you are going to have to really change something here if you're
and it starts at the top. It's got. We know
It
Woodward's going later on in the season, I believe.
He's going in December,
Yeah. I think Ollie, if he's in charge in the next Man United game, he can count himself both lucky and unlucky that he has to put up with another game. But he has to go. I mean, even if he has any kind of self-worth, after that game being just capitulated by your biggest rivals in the league at home, your crowd have walked out on you, you've lost the dressing room, you've lost the fans, nobody wants you there. You should do the right thing and quit that. Unless you've got a Steve Bruce style contract where you're getting $8 million when you are sacked, you need to quit. He's ruining his legacy with Man United by not quitting.
Indeed. There's an estimation, by the way, by the time of the 86th minute, 42,000 fans had left.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That is an estimation. I need to be confirmed, of course, but that's
by the end of that game, I bet the Liverpool fans outnumbered the Man United fans by a lot.
It would have been still United just, but we're talking hundreds
at home. At home,
that's ridiculous for sure. Gentlemen, this has been one hell of a 2.5 hours almost in your company. As always, a great time. How about we give out our socials and we get out of here so people can get on the rest of their lovely evening. Mags, where can people get in touch with you if they want to ask your unbiased opinions about football, MMA, and various other things?
So you can follow me down here.
There you go.
At Podfather Mags, where I'm involved in plenty of content. In fact, straight after I'm recording this, I'm going to be recording an episode of A Change in Attitude with our good friend and teammate Ori the Draw. But yeah, I'm all over Radio Tekkers. You can find me on 5 Rounds with UFC. We had the return of Carlos back from hiatus, so definitely go check that out in the archives. And you'll also see me tomorrow on Chain Wrestling with Sa, and then back laughing at Man United on the volley tomorrow. So check that out.
We've got a lot of goals to go on the volley for sure. About 11 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Cowboy time, 6 o'clock Eastern. Speaking of Cowboys, Tanner, where can people get in touch with you for all of you and all your amazing content?
Howdy. You can find me on Twitter at TexasGentleman _. Of course, I just dropped by the Good Cop, Bad Cop podcast with obviously Matt as well as Graham, who's in the chat here. It was an amazing time. Some of the most fun I've had doing wrestling podcast for sure. And so definitely make sure to check that out as that drops. I think it's out now.
It's out now. So once you finish it, go listen to it. Go listen to it times 3 like Mags does.
Yeah,
and then you can get in
5 now. Nope,
5
Podcast Republic updated, and you can get times 5 now, and it's glorious.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once you've done that, go listen to Your Attitude. Fantastic.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, just follow the Radio Tekkers, Twitter handle for all updates on the content that we produce, whether it's football, MMA, wrestling, or anything else for that matter. So that's RADIOTEKKERS. And why don't you do this while you're here? Just hit that subscribe button if you like what you heard today. Hit the bell for notifications as well. That way, and yeah, hit that like button. We would greatly appreciate it because that way YouTube knows that you love us and you want more of us. That's what we want to see.
Because we're not going to go away, so you might as well like us.
Yeah, we're the anti-Ronaldos. We're not going anywhere. That being said, Matt, where can the people find you?
If people want to find me, they can find me just down here at MattTech UK. You can find me when I'm across all manner of things. Oh, fine. You can find me at the MattTech UK. You can find me across all of social media on VGM. And of course, here on Radio Tekkers, we have these two fine gentlemen. Me, Tanner, and Mags will be back tomorrow with the Folly. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, everybody, for listening and for watching. We love you all. We will be back tomorrow for the Folly. Make sure you check out Sai and Mags with Chain Wrestling. And yeah, this was a 5-star performance. Man United surely is the end for Ole. We're out of here.
Yeah. United 0, Liverpool 5. Y'all take care and have yourselves a great rest of your weekend.
Bye-bye.
We're out of here.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.